And now on Who's Views, it's time to join JT, Paul, and Third Doctor Ian for the latest headlines.
Hello, everybody. It's Sunday. It's the 27th of July, 2025, and this is your big show. It's headlines here from Who's Views. How are you? I hope you've had a great day. Wherever you are in the world, it's great to see you. This is part two of your weekend of headlines here with us at Who's Views. If you didn't know, we were on last night as well, so you can go and watch that after this one. That'll wake you. Keep you awake for quite a long time. So big show for you tonight. Let's get straight on. Great to see as many of you in the chat already talking about all things fantastic. Might have something to say about that in the week. But anyway, have you heard? Well, the BBC studios, in their infinite wisdom, are about to waste a lot more money again. What's that about? You might know, but we're going to be talking about it in this show. We're going to be looking at who knows who here in the UK. Who knows who? We're also going to be looking at the future of the BBC and asking, is there one? As it appears, as we touched on last week, that they might have just realised that there might not be if they carry on in their current method and their current structure. So that's all coming up for you. Let's get the guys on, because as ever, I am not alone. Joining me tonight is Paul and Third Doctor Ian. We've got a big show tonight, guys.
Hello. We have. Yeah. Can we just start by saying congratulations to the England ladies?
Have they won?
They won. Yeah.
Oh, really wow, well. That's brilliant. Yeah. How many? What was the result there?
It was a penalty shootout, and they nailed it in the end, unlike the blokes. So credit to them for that one. I think that.
Good.
Congratulations to them. Yeah,
good for them. That's good, isn't it? You know, because they've been the underdog for such a long time. What's got me about it as well is, especially in London, a city run by hypocrites, as we know, far left ideological nuisances. Everything, including 10 Downing Street, is showing the England flag. The top of the Shard, Westminster. There's lights being shown everywhere of the England flag, which, for those of you outside the UK, is red and white. Now, this thing isn't allowed at any other time, because that and our Union flag is associated with this for some stupid, pathetic, unpatriotic reason. So I found this very annoying. So I've been going along on social media this afternoon, on 10 Downing social media, the Shard, everywhere else I can see it say, you should be doing this every bloody day of the year.
Yeah.
You know, a bit of, there's nothing wrong with being patriotic, and there's nothing wrong with being proud of the United Kingdom and the various elements of it. We've got to grab that back, I think, fellas, because it's been pounded into us that it's naughty. I believe they're even trying to make it illegal to have a Union Jack in your garden.
Really?
Yeah, you've got good chances of being paid a visit if you do that, because all it takes, it doesn't matter, with things that really matter, where there's hundreds of thousands of people are outraged at something, they'll just ignore you and double down on it. But if one person complains about something like that, boom, the police are there straight away. It's quite shocking, really.
We could probably just move straight to North Korea. Other police states are available, folks, but I think that
if we wanted things to relax a bit, I think North Korea would be good.
Yeah. At least it's clean. Do you know the other thing about that is, when I heard about that this week, do you know what it made me want to do? Buy a flagpole, put it in the front garden.
Yeah.
I've looked into them, you can get them. And I thought, because there's no way, I don't agree with that at all. There should be nothing wrong. It's like all these bloody idiotic teachers who won't fly the flag, the Union flag, in the schools, but they'd rather put some left-wing ideological, like the TQ cult flag out there. What is going on, guys? I don't understand what's happened to our country.
It's really odd priorities, isn't it? I mean, the police have got more things to do than worry about trivia like this. Honestly, it's crazy.
Well, I've said it before, Paul. All the police and others, like the civil servants and all this nonsense, all the public, they've been on unconscious bias training, and it's been drilled into them now that they are in the wrong, and if you are white, you are in the wrong, and you are probably an istophobe and a not. And they believe it all, rather than standing up saying, "Bugger off with your notepads." Anyway, let's get back to the show. Hello, everybody. You are watching Who's Views. It's headlines. Yeah, great show yesterday. If you tuned in for Saturday's show, everybody, really, really pleased. Thank you for all your comments, especially around the story we did about Danny Dyer, who has made another interest. He did it in 2022. He's done it again over the past week. And a real interest in playing the Time Lord. We discussed it yesterday, and I was putting my tuppence in that, having thought about it for a few days. I actually quite like the idea now because I think it will shake people up, especially these idiots that were on social media wetting themselves over the fact that a straight white man might get the role again. So I'm petitioning for it, I tell you. But
it can't be any worse than Shooty, surely. Honestly, let's be honest.
It wouldn't be. It'd be a lot more. As I said last night, Paul, I think people would watch the show again. So all we would need is a good performance from him and cracking scripts and proper production, which means that RTD and his cronies have to go.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, RTD is not, as we said last night, RTD is not qualified to write for a straight white heterosexual man.
Exactly. Yeah. How could
going by his standards of experience, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So we've got all that. So thank you for your comments. A lot of comments sent in on our social media, our Facebook, Instagram, and also on the show last night as well. Some of you did not like the idea at all, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Julianne is saying to us here, hashtag Danny Dyer for Doctor Who, and congrats to the England's ladies. Forbidden Man is saying, I've got Union flags on my windows on the outside. And then a middle finger to the council. Good for you. Good for you. God, what the state of the country. But I also want to say on the subject of the Danny Dyer conversation last night, a huge thank you to Legion of James, because as we were talking and as we were rounding this conversation up and the show up last night, Legion of James had been on the old AI. And he sent us these because this was inspired by our conversation, everybody, last night here on Who's Views Headlines.
I don't think it was that bad at all, to be honest. It's very good.
Love it. Yeah.
No, it doesn't look that bad, does it really?
No.
No.
I think I like the kind of Pertwee vibe actually than the kind of Tom one, you know. But
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is what woke me up here when Legion of James sent this through. And this is Woodhouse 122 saying, how are Danny Dyer's knees? We need to know before he becomes the Doctor.
Yeah, that's for the medical before any actor gets cast again, surely, you know. But
and I'm going to say this to the Matt Silent Music King who's saying, give women doctors another chance. Not on your Nelly. Never, ever, ever. Although the BBC seem intent on doing so, you'll be pleased to hear. But if there's another woman, I will not be watching it. Yeah, so, but with this thing here, maybe realize that what they could actually do now is saving money on lots and lots of different clothes. They could actually, with the actor, work with AI now to try the different costumes on AI, and then produce it. So that could be another way AI could be used in the industry with costume designers, because it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, do you remember that edition of Pebble Mill at 1? When Peter Davison was on it and they had the cardboard cutouts of his body and they put bits of clothes on.
I remember that, yeah.
That was brilliant. So they should do that, or AI would be good too. Yeah.
We used to do that with all sorts of little paper dollies, though, back in the day from books, where, change their outfits and stuff like that. So Dr. Andrew is saying, Lisa and I have our St. George's flag up out on the patio. Good for you. Let's see how long you can get away with it. Dave Thompson's with us saying, Jared Harris for Doctor Who.
Not a chance of that happening, is it? Let's be honest. Yeah.
No, there isn't. Dalek Dai Bando is with us saying, men want masculine heroes, women want masculine heroes. RCD doesn't for some deep-rooted psychological issue. There's a lot of women I know out there, Dalek Dai Bando, that would back you up on that, because they don't want a hero that's been demasculated like Hollywood and the entertainment industry around the world has done over the last several years. They want a hero to be a hero because, of course, women have this fantasy image of what a hero should be in men themselves. Things aren't changing that much for these ideological idiots. They want Indiana Jones to be Indiana Jones. They want Superman to be Superman. And they want the Doctor to be a hero as well, although a little bit different. So, yeah, I think you've got something there, mate. I think you've got that. Good to see you all in the chat. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We've also got this one from Robert Calvert. Since the Gatwa era RCD masterminded went tits up, the next Doctor should not be his decision. Hopefully he won't hang as a caretaker figure over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Rob, I mean, we all hope that. At the moment, what I've heard over the last couple of months, I don't know if you know, is that BBC Studios still have RTD attached to the project. They want him there. They think he's the bee's knees. They think he's the one that knows everything about it and is doing a great job. Our message, of course, from all of us, the chat on the screen to the BBC Studios is get a bloody grip. Get rid of him.
He's had his chance twice, okay? And it didn't work the second time around. Let somebody else do it. Yeah.
If they want to invest in failure, then just carry on funding his extremes. But it won't be popular, and it will lose money, and it'll just be even more embarrassing than it got so far. But the BBC is infested with those kind of people who think that's the world that everybody wants because they don't see outside of Islington, do they?
Yeah. Well, they're crap. They're absolutely awful. And they would lose more views than what they've just had. It would kill it for good forever, because the reputation would be so bad. I can't believe it. It's just appalling, isn't it? Our John is saying, I think Danny Dyer would be dressed as a pearly king. We don't get them anymore, though, do we? I think they're well out now. Yeah. Duncan the Funky Evans saying, I say Danny should shave the beard off for the role. Paul, you were saying that, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure a beard or moustache for the Doctor doesn't look right. I know Peter Cushing did it, and then Shooty tried to have that kind of dead caterpillar on his nose, you know, like when you're 17, you got that bizarre moustache that you used to have. Remember, like that. But it doesn't really work, really. I don't think for the Doctor. It suggests a villain to me rather than a goodie. Maybe I'm just too simple in that respect. But that's kind of the way I see it, you know. But,
yeah. If Danny Dyer as the Doctor says Dom go, won't Rogue be upset when he returns? Let's just not mention Rogue ever again on the show, please.
He may be disappointed yet.
Yeah.
Just write off the entire 2005 onwards and start it from
well, we've said it many times, they have to, don't they? Because the baggage is intense. It has to be a fresh start with no baggage. And as I said last night, please bring back the Time Lords and Gallifrey every now and then. That would be very nice. Let's just get rid of the crap from 2005 onwards when it comes to all that nonsense. Hello, Rose Kirby. Hi. Is there any truth? The war between the land and the sea will be in the autumn, August and September. I'm just eager to find out what we are missing. That ties in with something I said last night, Rose. I have been told that it could be August for that fish thing, which would explain why the BBC Studios have this week launched all this unit nonsense that we talked about on the show last night, because they're starting to preempt it. So it could be August. Yeah. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but I'm going to put it out there. I've been told it's August because that's when Disney wants it on. So let's see what happens there. Popcorn Power is with us saying, we need a disabled transgender Asian Muslim Doctor now. I have to see myself represented, otherwise the BBC is racist. Totally agree. Totally agree with that. Matt is saying to me here, Matt Silently Moves the King, like you, I do hate the idea of Piper as the Doctor. It's not just Billy Piper, it's call me what you like. I don't want a woman Doctor. I've said this so many times. I didn't want one in 1981, and I don't want one now, and I didn't want one when Whittaker cast. That's why I didn't watch it. What if a female Doctor proved successful? It would mean Chibnall failed, Jodie not Jodie herself. That's probably part of the reason that they might not try it as quickly again.
Yeah.
You know? But also, I think Chibnall and Whittaker proved fantastically the Doctor is a male character. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's it.
Well, the thing about this is the fact that they've never came out and said, well, that was rubbish. And likewise, they won't do with Shooty. And now there's all this Joe Martin Fugitive Doctor coming out as well. It's
we're going to be talking about that. Yes. We're going to be talking about that in this show.
Who asked for that? You know?
Yeah. The Doctor is not a female. It's simple as that. And all these disillusioned, I feel sorry for them, all these young people or whatever that have come into this with the reboot. They don't know Doctor Who properly because it's been taken away from them, because the new version 2005 onwards is not a patch on the original series, in my opinion. Not a patch. There's a body of work there for 26 years, which is consistent. This one hasn't been. It's been all over the shop, and problems and dramas and behind the scenes things and DEI casting. No. It's really made me, the whole thing with Russell and the whole thing with Gatwa has really made me look at anything from 2005 onwards with disdain. It really has. I haven't got the patience for it all. I'll be honest.
It's made me really appreciate how much I love classic Who. It really does.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So lots of you there. Thank you very much for joining us. But that's the situation there. So thank you very much for all your comments about the Danny Dyer thing. It's a story that we may be coming back to one day. You never know, because as I said, it was first cropped up in 2022, and then suddenly here we are again a couple of years later, and it's back again.
Well, I'm looking forward to the cover of DWM with Danny Dyer as the Doctor coming soon.
Absolutely. I love that. This is the thing. This is the channel that's saying Danny Dyer for the Doctor.
Yeah.
I think it's worth just touching on again what we mentioned last night, JT. For anybody that wasn't with us last night, one, shocking, why weren't you? But two, we did touch on the fact that this time round with Danny Dyer, RTD did ring into a Radio 1 breakfast show, didn't he? And say,
yes,
Danny Dyer is not the Doctor. So clearly it's pricking at his very, very notoriously thin skin, which is a good thing, and we should ramp it up times 10. But it's obviously on his radar as well, which is going to make him squirm, and I love that.
Yeah. I like that as well. I also like the fact that casting somebody like Danny Dyer, as we said last night, would upset a minority of alleged fans who are being racist and heterophobic, which is the word I've made up about 20 years ago, and which I think, because they make up other phobias now, I think it's quite on vogue. So heterophobic is a new one for you all, everybody. I'm a little bit heterophobic myself, but it's a little case of, it is a case of that. Let's, bring it home. Moggy 197, it's lovely to see you. Welcome to Who's Views. Would Martin Clunes be a good Doctor? Yeah,
I think he would. I really do. And I think, wasn't he going to be in the next Doctor? They said of David Morrissey, and he's going to be that character in that. That's what I heard, because there's a kid in. If you watch that episode, Next Doctor, there's a kid in it who's the son of Jackson Lake. The character's called, I think. And he gets rescued at the end, and he's a dead spitting image of a mini Martin Clunes. I'm sure there was a casting swap at some point, and had already cast the kid, I think, and he was still in it. Yeah.
Oh. Well, Clunes now, with all the experience he's got now, of course, his first television was Snake Dance in Doctor Who season 20, second season.
He's never going to forget that frock, is he, that he wore in that? Yeah. So.
But you know what? It's in the context of the story, it's correct, because
it is, but out of context, it's hilarious. That's the thing.
But I think he would be. I think he's at an age now where he's got so much experience under his belt, he would know how to build a character for the Doctor. So I think he probably would, whether or not they would include and again, he could be good for viewing figures, with good scripts as well. We need good scripts. It's all down to good scripts.
I think he'd have the impact that Danny Dyer would, to be fair. I think Danny Dyer is more now than Martin Clunes is, to be fair. I think it would definitely be a bigger impact casting if it was Dyer. Personally.
It'd be huge, and it would be. I mean, we've had some fans on Facebook pages go, absolutely not, because you say Danny Dyer and a certain image comes up, but he's an actor. Yeah, he's an actor, and you can't judge him, because it's like people did the same thing with Billy when she got the role of companion. Yeah.
Well, it's a bit like John Pertwee being a comedian. People think he was really a comedian than an actor, but he proved you that he was a really good actor. So it can happen. But
so we've got here from Domgo. The show needs retcon back to McGann, and New Who explained off as a parallel timeline. Bring back McGann as Dr. 8 and take it from there. Simples. I'm not. I think we need to be fresh. I think McGann's had his time.
I would love that, because, as you know, I love Paul McGann. I told you once I met him, didn't I? And once or twice. And but I think even for me, it's too late. They should have done it 10 years ago if they're going to do it at all.
Is that his time?
Yeah, you could have this Dyer Doctor's first episode where it's sort of like he's talking about his previous adventure, which was a McGann one, or something like that, and you get little bits of McGann in it, but without actually having a regeneration scene or bringing a load of back to start with. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think you should do that at all. I think it should be just
It's match the TV movie about the mistake they made with McCoy, isn't it? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. No
True.
reference to the past. Get on with it. And I would say if it was Danny Dyer and the Daleks, and let's get that out of the way straight away, because that's what everybody would be looking for. And you could have part 1 on at Christmas Day, part 2 on Boxing Day, part 3 on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, whatever, and then that's it. There's your 3 specials to get it done and up and running. See what the
and he should have Armson Dark as his companion with his chainsaw for the Daleks. So that'd be great. That's what
I wouldn't trust it with this production team. He'd be another mincing ninny. But thank you very much, Tom, for that. Moira's with us. Hello, Moira Goddard. I understand what JT means. I find it hard to watch New Who now, especially David T. It's just ugh. Paul Schlefter is saying to me all the good 2005 stuff, and there were good things in it up until Capaldi left, has now been completely tarnished with the last few years of nonsense. So I'm glad I'm not on my own. I really am. So thank you very much for that. We'll move on to that. So thank you so much for all your comments there. Keep them coming, everyone. Let's get into some more thank yous at the moment as well, because I also want to thank one of our resident artists here on Who's Views, Stephen Braddock, who's preempting the return of our celebration of the Cybermen with this picture.
Oh, that's nice.
I've just watched Tomb as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I just watched it this week. Wonderful TV. Absolutely wonderful. So atmospheric.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
And Troughton, Watling, and Hines are superb in it as well. They really are really gelling.
They are.
Really good. Consider that Watling's like one story in. She's really gelled. Really gelled.
And I adore Jamie. Jamie's brilliant. Absolutely love Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superb.
No, it's a great episode. So we're going to be reviewing Tomb of the Cybermen next year here on the channel as we celebrate all things cyber. We've got some more coming for you this side of Christmas. So stay tuned with us. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned with us as we return to our celebration of the Cybermen. What else have I got for you? Oh, yes. I also want to say a huge thank you to Rick Storm, everybody, because Rick Storm has been to the brand new science fiction props and models from British TV shows at the Books Museum, Church Street, Aylesbury, because he sent us this to prove it.
Oh,
nice.
Doesn't that look lovely?
Lovely, yeah.
They look amazing.
Don't
it's
they?
Very remembrance for that door, isn't it, as well? With obviously the white Dalek there, but yeah.
Good. He's also sent us this.
Oh,
lovely.
Nice pictures. And
they are.
He sent us this one, which
proper 1970s wall in the background there from Doctor Who as well, wasn't there? Hexagonal vac-formed walls.
I thought it was Artex there for a minute. I wasn't sure.
And a Dalek out on the street near the museum as well.
Not glorious.
So this museum is getting a little bit of publicity. You need to look out for it if you want to go. It's called Beyond the Stars, and it is at the Books Museum, which is on Church Street in Aylesbury, down in England. It opened on the 24th of May, and it closes on the 5th of October, which is a bit like the old Blackpool exhibition date. It's very similar indeed. So it's quite nice. Tickets are available now. You can look it up. The website is there. You have to get tickets for it. You can preempt it. But if you want to go and see science fiction props and models from various British television shows, you can. Rick had a wonderful day and really enjoyed himself there. And I just want to say thank you, Rick Storm, for taking the time to send some lovely, lovely pictures to us. Dalek Dybanda was saying it's near Glastonbury. Yeah, it's somewhere around about that. I get lost around that area, but it is down there. So if you're interested, there you go. It's open, as I say, now until the 5th of October. There you are. Frankie is saying to us, I still have an Artex ceiling. Sliver Wolf is saying that third and fourth photo is John Pertwee style. Yes, it is. Reviews, Rants and Religion saying nice Dalek replicas. David Thompson saying it was the Autons who scared the crap out of me as a kid, age 9. Good. That's where it's supposed to be. Woodhouse 122 is saying Aylesbury is a bit posh. We'll give it a couple of weeks and it won't be for obvious reasons. God, honestly. The Carcass is with us. Hello, you. I've just bought Doctor Who Ultimate Cybermen. What the book?
Is that the DWM special? Is it or the David Banks?
Oh, is it? Oh, which one is it? Which one have you got? Let us know. Yeah, because we're so old, we know various titles of these things. Excellent, says Legion of James, and there's one of his pictures.
Brilliant,
very nice. Yeah.
Stephen O'Neill is actually saying about Stephen's picture, I wish they would bring Tomb of the Cybermen out on Blu-ray as a standalone, same as they did for Web of Fear. Well,
We'll have to wait to the season 5 Bluey collection if it ever comes out. Yeah.
Tomb of the Cybermen was one of those missing stories that had the mythology built up about how fantastic it was.
Yeah.
And when it was found, it was all found to be true.
Yeah.
You know,
it's very rare.
Yeah.
It's
Web
very
of Fear.
rare.
I would say the same for that. I would say the same for
Web
Web
of Fear, definitely. Yeah.
Gosh, the fuss over Tomb of the Cybermen. We'll talk more about that when we actually look at it. Fan01ish saying the Daleks and Cybermen don't really respond to outbursts of crying and sanctimonious tantrums or speeches. And the Carcass saying to us, yes, the book was from the same guys that produced the magazine. Oh, so it's the latest one. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, because David Banks did one years ago, remember?
Yeah, and he did like
David Banks one.
Yeah, he did like a chronology of the Cybermen from Mondas on, didn't he? And get all connected all together, continuity wise.
Really good. I thought.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
No, it's not bad.
I've got there was a series of cassettes that came out with the interviews he did as well at the same time with Ultimate Adventure. I've got those somewhere behind me. But,
he had a production company at the time, didn't he? Silver Fist.
That's the one.
I think
that's right. That's
came out under that label. Yeah.
Connie's asking again, where is this museum? Okay, yeah, it's again at the Books Museum, BUCKS Museum, Church Street, Aylesbury. That's where it's going to be. It's open now to the 5th of October, Connie. Okay, so if you want to go and have a look, you can go and have a look. There you go. But thanks for the pictures there, Rick Storm. Really appreciate it. Thank you, mate. Isn't it nice when people send us little pictures from little museums and exhibition things?
Yeah.
Get to possibly, yeah. All right, then, everybody. Let's move on now. Thank you for all of that. But yes, several times here on the program, we over the last few months, we've been saying that Doctor Who is a British legendary show. But at one point in the show, we actually started to look at the fact that maybe because of the state of our country now, it wasn't as well known as we assume it to be, and it once was, because the demographics of Britain have changed dramatically in such a short time. There are more people living on our island now, both legally and illegally, than ever before. It's outrageous. And a lot of those people now possibly won't ever have heard of a Dalek. And this is where I thought, there might be a story in this. So I went nosing around and I found this from YouGov, written by a certain gentleman called Molesworth.
Oh.
Yes.
Know that name.
Yeah, it does ring a bell, doesn't it? But this is from a publication called Infinity. And I want to know what you think of this, because this is very interesting reading. Check out this. I was surprised and amused in equal parts, says Molesworth, when someone recently pointed out to me that YouGov had done some polling in March 2025 about Doctor Who. YouGov is a market research and data analytics firm based in the UK and is best known for its political surveys, especially when there's a general election in the offing. But it does dabble in other less serious matters too. Polling into Doctor Who made me wonder, was this some sort of mild frippery? Or does it reveal anything about how the show is currently perceived across the wider UK population? Now, this polling was all carried out before the second Ncuti Gatwa series began on BBC One in April, of which more later. But the question YouGov asked was, which Doctor Who TV show do you like more? With the choice being between the classic series, 63 to 89, and the modern day revival, 2005 to question mark. About a quarter, 26% of those polled, a total of 4,344 British adults, had not seen either version of the show. And a fifth, coming in at 20%, said they didn't like either version. So Doctor Who wasn't relevant at all to 46% of those surveyed. That's just under half of the UK when extrapolated. 19% either didn't know which version of Doctor Who they preferred or liked both versions equally. Of the remaining 35% of responders, a preference for the original series garnered 20% of the vote, with the modern version lagging behind on 15%. So not good news for New Who then. YouGov then gives the option to drill down into the polling by a variety of factors. When looking at the results broken down by political affiliation, that's YouGov's angle then. 39% of Reform UK voters and 29% of Conservative voters preferred the classic series, while only 6% of Reformers and 11% of Conservatives preferred the new series. 23% of Labour voters and 19% of Lib Dem voters, however, preferred the new show, as opposed to 15%. Yeah, it's all coming out. This is interesting, isn't it? As opposed to 15% of Labour and 17% of Lib Dems favouring the classic era. Does that back up claims that new Doctor Who has gone lefty and woke?
Yes.
When broken down by gender, 30% of women had never seen either version of the show, and 22% didn't like either, whereas only 22% of men hadn't viewed either show, and 17% didn't like either programme. When looked at by region, only those in London preferred New Who, surprise, surprise, to classic, with 22% to 16%, while the biggest swing in the other direction was in the south of England, with 23% preferring the classic show compared to only 13% liking the current iteration. The most interesting thing to me, the author, were the metrics on age. An impressive 7% of those 18 to 24 preferred the original series, which is rather remarkable given that it finished a few decades before they were born. But only 26% in that age bracket favoured the current show. A huge 39% of those aged 18 to 24 had never watched any version of Doctor Who, with a further 9% saying they didn't like either version. These were by far the biggest percentage scores in any of the age brackets. So, Doctor Who, oh, hang on, I've gone wrong there. So Doctor Who is pretty irrelevant to 48%. Nearly half of the BBC's target audience for the series, the younger viewers. What were they telling us, by the way, about the younger audience? The breakdowns for the 25 to 49, 50 to 64, and 65 plus age groups are all also pretty interesting to stat nerds. But for me, the results from the youngest group polled showed that modern Doctor Who seems to be irrelevant for them. Coupled with the significant preference towards the classic series compared to the current offering across all demographics, then these results do seem to indicate that current Doctor Who might be losing its public appeal. I should at this point mention the ratings for the second Shooty Gatwa series of Doctor Who, which is about halfway through. It's run on BBC One as I write. The first episode, The Robot Revolution, just inched above 2 million viewers on the day it was broadcast, but subsequent episodes only recorded around 1.5 million people watching the show. This means the current series has generated the lowest ratings the show has ever got on BBC One. Now, there are mitigating factors, the author said, such as the unseasonably good weather we've been having in recent weeks, and there are also undeniable shifts in viewing habits away from watching live TV, which is where the streaming figures for those viewing on iPlayer within the first 28 days of broadcast will become more significant when known, which we've all covered by now. Audience share is perhaps a more useful metric, but these numbers tell us that only around 13 to 16% of the audience is currently watching Doctor Who on BBC One on Saturday nights. So where does this leave the show as it awaits a new commission from Disney beyond the second Gatwa series?
It's interesting because the same percentage of Labour and Liberal that prefer the new series is the same percentage that also wet the bed, allegedly. I read somewhere.
Have you got those figures to handy? I'm just
No, I just read it somewhere. Or possibly made it up. I don't know.
Possibly. Either way, it sounds good. So I bought that, definitely, yeah. So.
Yeah. But you know what? This actually ties in with what we've been saying for months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it backs us up, doesn't it? It actually and it backs any of us up, including you in the chat and all you subscribers. You love the subscribers of our channel. We know this. This is what we've been saying for ages. This has started since the casting of Whittaker.
Yeah.
And it's gone down and down and down. And the show is written for a minority of alleged far left ideological progressive lunatics.
What it shows to me is that actually 63 to 89 had more of an impact than New Who. That's what it says to me, you know. And they've had almost as much time to do that, you know what I mean? And more money. Yeah. So, yeah.
But I thought this was a very interesting statistics there, everybody, because, again, like Julianne is saying to us here, the loony lefties of London like the new crap, quelle surprise. Yeah, I mean, when you look at some of the people in London and what they're up to now with their politics, no surprise, really, are they? Because they should all be in the tower, quite frankly. I would say.
There wouldn't be enough room for everyone to go in there, to be fair.
Yeah, but the tower is absolutely famous for doing certain things, isn't it?
Of course, that got the wheat from the chaff, definitely. Yeah.
Yes, it's a good job I'm not prime minister. Oh, I'll tell you. But yeah, I'd be using the tower a lot right now. We've also got Dalek Icing. I wonder how many were too embarrassed to admit they watched Doctor Who, especially the recent version. Well, out of over 4,000 people, I don't think they would have been embarrassed, Dalek Eye. I think they would have been honest to say it's rubbish. And I think they did, because the new version hasn't come out well at all. And isn't it great? The BBC are going on and on and on and on about, it was made for a certain age group and it won that certain age group. Well, hashtag lies.
Yeah.
Because here comes you.
Hashtag big deal. It's like it's not a very big demographic, is it? It's not many people watching it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, but it's wrong, because actually the young ones are watching the classic stuff, as we've hoped for and discussed on the show, you know. And it could be because it's on iPlayer, it could be because it's available on BritBox or wherever else it's going to be streaming wise, or it could be because they're actually investing in the Blu-ray box sets, and building up a collection of 26 years of superior telly time travel. I think this is a very interesting thing.
Very.
What else we got then? Reviews.
It's embarrassing for the BBC, though, isn't it? It's really embarrassing.
I hope they've seen this.
It's from a respected organisation as well, who they peddle YouGov stats on other things all the time. So they won't be able to just poo-poo these and just ignore them.
Oh, they will. They will.
Well, we'll try, but they'll have even less credibility than they've got now, won't they? Really?
Yeah.
That's very hard to do.
There'll be Duncan Funky Evans is actually asking us, have they actually released the audience appreciation figures for the latest season yet? The answer is no, and we haven't reported it because they haven't been released. I know
because there isn't any.
Because there isn't any.
I think it was
you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's July, and we didn't get them for season 1 either.
No.
Jess is saying after series 1 and series 2, I think we can all agree. Read any future surveys. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
Sadly,
Yeah. Mark Greaves is rightfully saying there are lots of so-called fans there that owe Bedouia an apology.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah. Absolutely, they do.
Yeah. And then Dongo's saying, but that writer chat from Nigeria said they're all watching it out there. Yeah, in case you didn't see this, what this was available was on the Radio Times, where they were pushing around that barber story we got in the last, that awful thing.
The story in the engine. Oh God.
Thank you, because I can't remember the title, but that boring piece of DEI loving crap. It basically, the Radio Times followed it with a story about a writer in Nigeria who said, "Oh yeah, everybody loves Doctor Who here. We're all loving it, and we love that episode because of the and all that." No, oh please,
can you check your archives and see if you've got any missing Doctor Who? That's what I want to see.
In a country where it's illegal, though, I don't quite believe that. Really,
no. Well, yeah, it's amazing how they found the one of the Doctor Who fans over there as well, wasn't it?
One that admitted to watching it, actually liked it. You know, he probably prefers classic Who, really, to be honest.
He probably does. Pete Harrington's with us saying hello. So hello to you, Pete. Jason Parker. So the aim of RTD getting the young audience is a catastrophic failure. The "it's not for you" approach has proven it's not for anyone hardly. RIP Doctor Who. Those in charge of the show let you down. They've let us down badly, haven't they?
Yeah.
Really have. Mark Greaves, thank you for your super chat. Hashtag JT for Prime Minister, leader of the Who party. Well, I'm available. Honestly, you wouldn't know what's hit you. I'd have this country sorted out Darth Vader style within a month. I tell you. You're walking around
with the Darth Vader theme playing in the background.
Oh, I'd love that. Oh, yes. People cowering in the corridors. Oh, my God. There's like a...
You'd have your own
Can I be Secretary of State for Defence, please?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can do that. Oh,
can I be Chancellor of the Exchequer? Because I can count better than the current lady's doing.
Well, I was actually going to give that to Adric.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, maybe that's more Bedouin's department because he's more of a counting person than me, to be fair. Yeah.
We've got Woodhouse 122 saying the Beeb and Bad Wolf will just ignore that YouGov report. Yeah, because it doesn't suit their agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll rave about an Emmy nomination for best choreography, but the fact that Doctor Who now has lost its grip with an ever-changing and increasing British public, that's not to be looked at. And that's the very thing they should be looking at and admitting, because you've got no bloody viewers. Why have these people got no common sense anymore? What happened to British common sense? They're too busy saying you can't fire that fag, and you've got to do that, and you've got to think like this, and you've got to be this, and contradicting and being hypocritical, that they've lost all ability to have just proper common sense. They drive me mad.
I mean, what they should be doing now is, if they are planning to bring it back anytime soon, is analyse why it's been decreasing in viewing figures all this time. There are reasons for it. It's not just an accident this has happened. The previous 2 leads have had no impact whatsoever on the public. So that's where they went wrong. They cast it wrong for a start, and they put all the crap into it. You know, so it's their own fault. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
And they need to look at it wider as well in films as well, where they've gone down similar routes and been met every single time with absolute failure. Be it the Marvel franchise, they did it with Ghostbusters, didn't they?
And
Star Wars TV shows, everything else, and Star Wars as well,
everything that's popular they had to get hold of. And I've said it before, because they had this disillusion that science fiction was the home of white heterosexual males who needed to be told how bad they were. They were wrong, because science fiction was full of lots of people from all over the world. It didn't matter what your gender was. There were men, there were women, there were homosexuals, there were all sorts of people with a religion, all these different things. And we never saw any of that because we were science fiction fans. We all came together to celebrate Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, whatever it was going to be. And they destroyed it. And I think they did it deliberately. And look where we all are now. They are poisoning these people. Sliver Wolf is saying to us, because even the young ones have worked out that the old Doctor Who stuff is far superior. Thank God. Thank God.
Well, they're not stupid, are they? They're not stupid.
No, they're not. The ones
and
that aren't.
That's the problem. Russell doesn't give his audience any kind of, they're intelligent enough not to talk down to them. You know, treat them like adults. That's what they should be doing, and treat it across the board, not just for minorities. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact, Sliverwolf, that we have some people subscribed to this channel from here, Australia, and America who are younger. And they might not come into the chat because they might be shy or they might not want to. But if you're watching us, nice to see you. Keep in touch as well. And some of them are just gay and they're getting all sorts of pressure as well, but they're young and they like to listen to us old farts because we were there. We know the original series and they like to listen to the reviews. They like to listen to our favorite shows and they learn. And then they go off and watch the thing, or they watch the thing before they come on. Yeah, I love that. So it's good to see the younger ones joining us. So thank you. It's nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And good for you for liking the old stuff. It's brilliant. Craig Dunlop saying to me, if we locked those people in the tower, they'd just start singing and painting and plotting alongside RCD. Well, not with any hands, they wouldn't. Yes, I jest. So anyway, oh gosh, lots of you, Duncan the Funky Evans saying, oh, the hairdresser and the spider, that's the one. Yes. Yeah.
That's a much better exciting title, isn't it, to be honest?
Yeah. Our Kirsty's here, our very own lady in the chat is here. My legal foreign husband only knew of Doctor Who because he used to watch on the Pirate Channel in Greece. Yeah. And that's good to know, isn't it?
Is that actually a channel run by pirates, Kirsty? As you know,
I do hope so.
That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Listen, we can't talk. We had the pirate radio stations out there in the 60s, you know?
Yeah.
Love those stories. Absolutely brilliant. Have you seen The Boat That Rocked? I love that film.
Is that Radio Caroline, wasn't it? That was the name of the film.
It was based on Radio Caroline, The Boat That Rocked. Great cast, great script, really good. We might recommend it at some point. I was only watching it the other week. Anyway, what else we got here? Why, says Legion of James, in Nigeria, were they wanting representation? Yeah, I call shit. Hello, Graham. How are you? That barber story was the only one I saw. Geez, it was even worse than I expected. Genuinely utter rubbish. True. It was terrible. It was absolutely awful.
The worst thing about it for me was the fact that they kept cutting the actors' hair and they grow back again. That's like a perpetual barber shop that keeps getting money for regrowing hair. Really bizarre.
Yeah. Thank you all for your chats here. You're all guessing what I'd be like if Prime Minister will vote for me, and I'll tell you. Be British with no nonsense. and I'd be kicking the arse of people in show business. I tell you, say, your job bloody to entertain. Get back to it. Ooh, I'd love it. Hello, Marjorie. What are you saying to us, darling? Science fiction was fun for everybody, including Doctor Who. RTD should have realised that, but he's an idiot anyway. The fact is, Marjorie, I think these people knew it, but went along on the bandwagon anyway to say these people have to be educated to our way of thinking, i.e. brainwashing. You know, that's what I think they were doing. It's just complete dictation. It's got nothing to do with the alleged, all right. It's the far left we need to be worried about, because look what they're doing to society and the country and the world right now. Honestly, it's terrible. Maria Kay's just joined us. Hello to you. Hello to Pete Harrington and Connor Simpson. It's good to see you. I don't know what that means. I'm just playing Far Cry 6. Is that a computer game?
I don't need to Google that. Ian, can you Google that for us?
I can Google that. Far Cry 6. Yeah, we need to know.
I'm sure he's having a lovely time. Miss Chief. Hello, Miss Chief. Bring back Sylvester McCoy. Oh, bless him. He's 80-something years old now, Miss Chief.
Yeah.
But it's a first-person shooter game.
Oh,
right. Well, we better not say any more about that then. Might get struck. Anton Brannigan's with us. Hello, Anton. If they did woke Cybermen just now, they would be saying dilute as they've watered down all that was good about Doctor Who. Yeah. Yeah. As I said a couple of years ago, there was no way the Cybermen and the Daleks were going to turn up in RTD's new fantasy version of Doctor Who, because they were problematic in so many ways. Oh, so many ways. Listen, that wasn't all that was on about that actual. I thought that was very interesting. I hope you do as well, everybody, those statistics. It then also asked about the doctors. Stand by your beds, because look at this.
I know what's coming.
Number one is David Tennant at 69%. Christopher Eccleston is in number 2 at 52%. Tom Baker is 3 at 50%. Pertwee is 4 at 47%, with Peter Davison with 44% at number 5. Matt Smith is 43 at 6. And at number 7 is Jodie Whittaker with 41%. That'll be the London vote. William Hartnell is in at number 8 with 38%, with Capaldi in at 9 with 37%. 34% is Paul McGann at 10%, and Colin Baker's in with 30% at 11%. Patrick Troughton is 12 at 24%, and Sylvester McCoy, who we've just mentioned, is 24% as well, but he's in at 13%. So I would have put him at joint 12, to be quite honest. I think they were trying to make sure there were 13 doctors there for some bizarre reason. But Jodie Whittaker at 7 with 41%.
They've clearly not watched half of the doctors in the first place, have they? Let's be honest. I mean, why would you put Patrick Troughton second last? That's madness. In fact, why did you put David Tennant above Tom Baker even? I mean, I know I'm biased, but really, you know.
But they're probably just saying those because they remember them, because they're most recent, you know. I don't think, certainly with Whittaker at number 7, I don't think it reflects actually how much they like them. Popularity here could be they just mentioned that name first. Well,
it's like Paul McGann. He made one. If you're not a fan, he made one TV movie in '96. You know what I mean? So how do you remember him above the other ones? Especially Patrick Troughton, particularly.
Exactly. I mean? This smacks though. This doesn't tally with the percentages they give there, because if the youngsters are watching the original series, if the original series outside of London is far more popular, then how the hell is Tennant and Eccleston and Whittaker with Matt Smith there in the top 7? It doesn't work out. And I think that is simply because of where we're dealing with. I think this is the London percentage saying, oh, we love David Tennant, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and Christopher Eccleston, blah, blah, blah. And Jodie Whittaker because she's a woman, blah, blah, blah. I think that's where that's coming in.
This is clearly not done by Doctor Who fans in general, probably, because Colin Baker's normally at the bottom, isn't he? And that's what happens, poor Colin, you know, which is such a shame. But yeah.
But you're right. I think you've got a point there about the fact that a lot of these people who say they don't watch Doctor Who anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, how many of them actually said, oh, I know who the Doctor is? It depends on the age group as well, because our age group will always know Tom, John, Peter, Colin, Sylvester, and Bill, and Patrick. We will know the original 7. So that's going to be a problem for anybody coming up saying, ooh, the original 7, who are my favourites, you know.
I'm surprised that Peter Davison's so high. I mean, I like Peter Davison's Doctor, but surprised on the list he's so high. That's interesting.
Well, actually, I'm not actually, because Peter's still working and he's still on telly.
I suppose, yeah.
So he's known to generations of people, not just fans. You know, we was actually saying last night that even on television last night while we were broadcasting, he was in the umpteenth repeat of his Miss Marple with Joan Hickson.
Yeah.
So people will know. And then they're playing a lot of his shows. All Creatures is on every bloody night.
Yeah.
From his era.
Oh, I meant to say to you, on You and Eden, they've been showing the Barry Letts classic serials, and
yes,
Pickwick's Papers was on the other night there with Nigel Stock. Yeah.
I saw one of Terence's where they switched around. Terence's was the producer and Barry was the director. So one of them, I can't remember which one it was because they did loads.
Yeah.
Used to them on a Sunday afternoon when I was moaning about going to school on Monday. No, I'm go. You're going anyway. Anyway, hello, Philip Royce joining us there. Nice to see you. And Review Rants and Religion. They are making everything popular into complete rubbish on purpose just to push their sick message. And they sadly do not care what we think, i.e. the majority. Take a look at Doctor Who, Indiana Jones, Star Trek, and a lot more. You can take a look at absolutely everything. Look at the Marvel franchise. That went into a bit of a lull as well, didn't it, really? That's the thing, says Kill. It was for everyone. It didn't matter what or who you were. Everyone was under the same roof taking shelter from the rain. Oh, that is so romantically put.
I mean, it wasn't described as from 9 to 90 or something like that by Verity or Barry or something like that, you know, in order to, it was for everybody, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hartnell's Ghost is saying hi to all the new young Doctor Who fans from an old Whovian who saw an unearthly child twice in November 1963. Good for you. Yeah, it's nice to. I don't know how many young people are watching this, but I do know of about 5, maybe 6 that have emailed in from Australia, Britain, and America. So that's.
Can I ask again? Did Hartnell's go see Marco Polo? If you did, I'm really jealous. Tell us.
What have we got here? So Sydney Rough Diamond, hello to you. Look what they did to Steam and British censorship this week. I just I actually quite liked the article, but when I saw who some of these people have voted for, I thought this is bizarre. This is bizarre. Problem being is with us. Hello, mate. I wasn't polled, so it's invalid. I know. Do you know?
Neither were we. Yeah.
I was thinking that it was a poll, and problem being, I was thinking to myself, how come nobody from YouGov has ever in my life polled me?
Yeah.
And it'd probably be something boring, the guy mouthful or something, but something like Doctor Who, why am I in the wrong place at the wrong time? Why did it not come to me saying, what do you think about this? Let's have a look. Peter Venkman is saying to us as well, 7 was too high for Whittaker, definitely. But if you're looking at London, people
was too high.
Yeah. And Graham's saying McCoy at 80 with 80 odds would still be more convincing than Gatwa, and I bet he wouldn't go on about his knees too. He wouldn't. No, not at all.
He was lovely when he made his little cameo in the last Whittaker episode with Sophie. That was nice. That was quite nice. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Sheriff Brackett saying to us, depressing, but still not as bad as I imagined it might be. Problem being, again, saying, Puffed, Tom and John are top, period. Yeah, end of story, microphone drop, whatever you want to call it. Reviews Rants and Religion saying the 7th Doctor is the best one. That's nice to hear, because you don't hear that often, but that's nice to see. Jess is saying, good to see Eccles at 52%. Okay. Peter Venkman fan saying Jodie should be at the bottom. Well, she is in every other poll that's going.
She should be off the poll entirely, to be fair.
And lower than that.
Yeah, 14, 15, 6 further down, yeah.
Yeah. That poll is funny as it says, digital pollution. Yes, it is. I have to say as well that some of the polls they do, especially around the general election, are highly unpredictable. And they get, they always report, they're doing it again now. And actually, since March 2025, our political structure has changed dramatically as well, because we've got the rise of the Reform Party, and then we've got this new far-left ideological bunch of idiots that are coming along now as well, with already propaganda. So...
well, if this was an actual government poll, Hartnell would be Prime Minister when they come the next election, because they get completely wrong, don't they, to be fair?
Yeah. But they get themselves in the state, don't they? Because you get the approved media, BBC, ITN, etc., who go on about in this latest UCO, blah blah blah, and then it's proved to be wrong, and then they all go, "Well, where were the polls? Where were the polls?" Oh God, it drives me mad.
It just takes one false favour from the public, and then they change their minds. You know, that's how it works.
Yeah, and you can. You get to that poll that you got box, don't you? And you sometimes I've done it before. You change your mind. You think, "Oh no, I'm not going for that," because you've seen something or heard something on the radio that morning. You think, "No, you're a whatever."
Yeah,
I'll go for them. Yeah. Flying Car 100. I love Patrick Troughton. Good for you. Moira saying, what? Patrick Troughton's so low? And Dalek Bando saying it reflects who did the poll. Yeah, that's the other thing about it, isn't it? Mark Walker saying bias, yeah. Oh, Marie UK. Tennant is the most woke. Don't start us on that one.
He really is.
Woodhouse 122. Where's Mr. Dodgy Knees in that list? Because it says it was done before his second series, so they didn't count him at that point. Because had they known,
don't count him at this point either, do we? Let's be honest.
No, we don't.
I mean, they could do it again now, knowing that Shooty's era is completed and that Doctor Who is now out of production and off the air. They could do it now. Graham saying, I like this.
He'd be at the very bottom, I'd imagine, probably. So, yeah.
I like this from Graham saying
depending on who they've questioned there, if it's a lot of the London lot, he'd come out number one, wouldn't he?
Probably, yeah.
That list is silly, says Graham. I reckon it's just made up. Woo.
It probably is. Yeah, it's probably Doctor. No pun intended.
It's YouGov. You have to. I just thought it was interesting on the percentage, and it's one of these things I'd like to look at because it ties in with our theories an awful lot of the fact that people have just not watched this. Yeah. And here we have them there. And as it says in there, a percentage of over the 4,000 people that said have never watched this. So again, it shows to us that because Britain's makeup is changing unrecognizably.
Yeah.
Does the show actually have a place on British television anymore?
Possibly not. It's quite sad if that's the case, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's something to think about, isn't it? It's something we should look at because just where we are. Because Doctor Who needs the British public to function, but where are the British public?
Watching Antiques Roadshow, if we base that on some of Bedweir's calculations, I think so.
Possibly, but what's left of the British public now?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, and a lot of our culture is being suppressed, and Doctor Who is part of that culture, which is probably why we don't recognize any of the latest episodes, because they've been trying desperately to struggle to find out who their mythical new audience is, and it hasn't worked. Anyway, this is all theoretical, of course, and just coming off the top of my head as a talk. But there we go. But that was interesting. I hope you like that particular story as well, everybody. We're now going to go on to San Diego Comic-Con, which is on at the moment, of course. If you are watching us from San Diego Comic-Con or you've been there, I hope you've had a fantastic time. Doctor Who was there, but not represented brilliantly, of course, because there's nothing for them to show. I was very, very surprised that they didn't start pushing this fish thing, you know.
The Adventures of Captain Birdseye. You heard it here first, yeah. So.
Well, if it had been me, I would have hired a couple of fishmongers and started selling fresh fish and stuff like that as a gimmick. Do you know?
Yeah.
They did launch, as we covered last night on Headlines. They launched in both all over the world. This unit thing that, you know, if you want more information about that, go back and watch our show last night, because I'm not going to repeat myself because it's rubbish. But that's launched now. But yeah, have you seen the pictures? Here we go. Thank you to the Thing King for sending these to me. Here we go. If you're in San Diego, come and say hello. This is it. It's the same set that they used last year. They think they're being clever and stay cool with an official Doctor Who fan.
A Doctor Who fan? Oh, good God.
There's nothing cool about those fans.
Yeah. I've seen it before somewhere that I am a Doctor Who fan, you know. But it's the same set as last year, and it comes to something when you get fans. And no offense to all our friends in America, but it had to come from you first, didn't it? Look at this.
Oh God!
I don't know what that is. What are they? The Donkey Dings or something?
Yeah, they're the Eurovision Song Contest episode. They had an entry in that contest. I can't remember what they're called. Duggadoo. You've watched it more than once, haven't you, Ian?
Like, I must admit, I've not, sir.
I don't believe you.
You're the repeat watcher around here, mate.
Yeah, well, you must be the closet one then. That was what.
Well,
I'm not in the closet, sir.
Yeah, there you go. Well, look, they're now dressing.
Is that really Shooty there, or is that someone pretending to be?
No, it's a very good Lucky Lighty.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
It's the same set as last year, so at least they've got the money's worth out of it. So, you know, you could go onto the set, as you can see here, and you can get your picture taken. There was a little shop there as well, where they were selling all the crap we covered last week, including the bomber jacket for $89.99 with all
How
that.
much?
$89.99.
So 90 quid, really, basically, yeah.
Yes, basically, yeah. And also, obviously, the first event where alleged fans, are dressing up as these puppet things. Oh, get a grip, people! Come on,
It is
please, knock
embarrassing.
it off.
Yeah.
It is. It's just stupid. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not really that into cosplay, as you'll all know, but to cosplay as a Muppet, get a grip.
Yeah.
Please, honestly. But that's San Diego Comic Con. I think it would have been finished now in their time scale. But it finished Sunday, I think. I think it did.
It's a bizarre thing to do without any representation. Why is it there at all? It's just odd.
It's desperation, as far as
If
I'm
they're not
concerned.
promoting the fishy thing, then why is it there at all? And Doctor Who's not production. Why have it?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it it's nothing to promote. There's no present. So why does it have to be there? That's that.
Yeah. A lot of you in the chat reacting to this. Ugh, Duggadoo is not funny. Why do they keep pushing that rubbish clip? Says reviews, rants, and religion. Pete Harrington is saying to us, "Oh, my eyes, I'm having flashbacks." Graham's saying those pics just scream Doctor Who, don't they? Yeah, it's sad. It's sad days we're in now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sliver Wolf saying time for Doctor Bye Bye, time for Doctor Bye Bye. Woodhouse 122 is saying more like Doggy Doo Doo. What else we got there? Teletubbies meets Doctor Who from Sliver Wolf. Well, yeah. I think yeah. Oh, and Rick Storms with us saying, "Oh my God, yeah."
It is next level embarrassing.
Yeah,
it really is.
Really,
it shows you how far it's fallen, hasn't it?
Nothing says Doctor Who like sunny San Diego, California. Gosh, yeah. Cringe says Dalek Eye, and Woodhouse 122. Where's the Disney logo? Well, I couldn't see it on anything either, to be quite honest. But there you go. I don't know. Philip Roy saying to us, that chap in Shooty's outfit looks like a proper dude, unlike the wet flannel he's cosplaying. Ooh.
Yeah. He looks so much better, doesn't he? Yeah.
Oh, is this interesting? Rick, if you've just joined us, thank you for the pictures you sent us earlier. I put them in the show earlier from your visit to the Books Museum, if you didn't see them. But Rick's saying to us, Comic-Con went downhill when it all went mainstream. I agree. Comic-Con has taken over the entire convention circuits now, and it's terrible. In our day, we had independent regional Doctor Who conventions. They are now endangered. They are running down because Comic-Con, as a franchise that is licensed now all over the UK, mixes all the shows together, is basically a great big cosplay thing as well, and lots of money is earned by it, so they can pay the actors tons of money, which the smaller ones can't. And I think conventions that we know, guys, are now on the last legs.
Yeah.
Shame.
It's a huge shame because ours were much better because they were friendlier. It wasn't about the money, although we knew we had to pay the turns. That was fine. Yes, there were merchandise stores, but it was about coming together, talking about our favorite episodes, talking about our favorite doctors, having the odd row, having a drink. It was good, wasn't it?
And you didn't have to pay for any autographs at that point either, But
yeah, it's and it's down to Comic-Con, I reckon.
Yeah.
Dave Harding is saying, are they at SDCC to promote the Sea Devil miniseries? If it is the Sea Devils, that's why I call it the fish thing, Dave. No, they were just presenting those things, and the pictures have just shown you the thing that they did last year, which was basically a copy of the TARDIS exterior doors, and people could go up and have their picture taken. They were also pushing their new Doctor Who merchandise, which we covered last week, the tote bags, the bomber jacket, the caps with that retro feel look. They also launched the Doctor Who stuff that we talked about last night, which was the unit stuff, which you can go on to. But they also launched something else. Who remembers this?
Oh my God.
This, of course, on the left is Time Lord Victorious, and on the right was Doom from the Doomsday. Now, if you remember, everybody, these were huge successes. And they were multi-format projects, weren't they? Now, Time Lord Victorious didn't work that brilliantly, and neither did its successor Doomsday. And what, of course, it involved, as I'm sure you all remember, was a big, long arc of a story which went through vinyl, CDs, Bog Fanish, Panini, BBC Books, what else? The Titan comic books, whatever they had a licensee, it was part
multimedia
of
stuff. Yeah.
the multimedia stuff. Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, what
I didn't mind too much of Time Lord Victorious. I got some of the CDs, mainly the Paul McGann ones that Bog Fanish did, but the Doomsday Doom character, with what I could see I didn't hear much of it. I saw bits of it, but it looked bloody awful, especially when they had them meeting Patrick Troughton at one point in one of the audio stories. Yeah.
Well, the Time of Victorious didn't do that well. It did get some criticism. Doomsday got criticism from the moment it was launched and didn't do that well. So I am led to believe. But will that stop the BBC studios wasting money? No, it won't. Because this weekend at San Diego, they announced this. This is Doctor Who Circuit Breaker, another multimedia, the third one they've done. Will they ever listen? Will they ever learn? Who's this for? Just like the other two. Who's got the money to buy every episode of the stupid stories they're pushing out on all these different formats when the vinyl can be absolutely 40 quid in itself?
Yeah. They expect us to buy everything that has the Doctor Who logo on it, whether it's good or bad, which is, bad business sense, really, to be honest.
There's no sense at all in it, especially when your first two were a failure. It doesn't stop there, though, Who viewers, in case you don't know. Grab onto something, because guess who the lead is? According to BBC Studios, Doctor Who Circuit Breaker, dangerous artifacts are appearing in the Black Archive. Unit needs help. Unit needs the Doctor. Joe Martin returns as the fugitive Doctor in Circuit Breaker, a new exciting adventure told across books, audio comics, and more.
They're not getting it, are they?
No. I'm so excited not. Yeah.
They are not listening, and this is quadrupling down. There is no current Doctor, so they've gone to Joe Martin. Now, I don't know Joe Martin. I will never meet her. I've got nothing against her. I saw her in something the other night which involved her with two other women running around being amateur detectives or something. It was bloody awful. And it had Samantha Bond in it.
Yeah.
As the lead character. Terrible. It was one of these twee things that you would probably get on a Sunday night in the old days on ITV.
It's like something on sort of afternoon telly, like Doctors kind of thing. It's like that,
It was bloody awful. I couldn't watch it all. I got switched off. But I thought her performance was just there. But as far as I'm concerned, as you'll all know, she's not the Doctor. And here they are. So because it's Doctor free at the moment, we don't have an incumbent Doctor. They've gone to her to be the Doctor in this series. Why couldn't they have gone to Tom or Peter or Colin or Sylvester or Paul or all four?
Oh, what bizarrely though, they never went to the golden boy Ncuti Gatwa. Why was he not on it? In it, you know what I mean?
Oh, he's busy doing other stuff as well. So this is the
They've
story.
gone for a demographic, haven't they? They've gone for a demographic.
Yeah, well, they're not listening. Because they've been programmed to think that this era was massive and it was huge and it was popular. This thing, I think, is going to fall on its face, and I don't care because they're not listening. Let's have a look and see what it's all about. From the Radio Times, Doctor Who confirms the return for Joe Martin's fugitive Doctor in an all-new storytelling experience for Unit Adventures. Circuit Breaker is an ambitious multimedia narrative, will arrive in 2026. The story, which will be a collaboration between all the usual players, BBC Studios, BBC Audio, Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who Magazine, East Side Games, Penguin Random House, and Titan Comics, will star Joe Martin and tell an ambitious, interconnected narrative that will unfold across multiple formats, inviting fans to experience the mystery from every angle. This is exactly what they said the last 2 times. The narrative has been crafted by best-selling author and DEI hire, I added that, Esme Jikami Pearson, who's done a couple of the books, and will see strange alien artifacts beginning to appear inside UNIT's Black Archive. The synopsis says each object is unmistakably linked to a different regeneration of the Doctor, but they've been tampered with. A corrupted energy signature of unknown origin pulses through them, and their sudden arrival has torn tiny ruptures across time and space. UNIT is out of options. To repair the damage and restore the timeline, the objects must be returned to the exact moments they were taken from. If not, the Doctor's adventures and the universe itself could unravel. To solve the mystery, UNIT calls upon a little-known incarnation of the Time Lord, the Fugitive. If it's a little-known incarnation of the Time Lord, how come UNIT knows who the bloody hell she is?
Exactly, yeah.
Who returns in a central role. But how does UNIT know about it? There we go. And is she the Doctor they expect? Joe Martin said in a statement, "I'm thrilled to tell more stories about the Fugitive Doctor," I bet you are, "and cannot wait for fans to unlock all the twists and turns across the Circuit Breaker story. This character has always meant so much to me, and it is a joy to continue building her legacy and dive back into the Whoniverse." Meanwhile, Stephen Davis, SVB Global Licensing for BBC Studios, said Circuit Breaker is an exciting evolution for the Whoniverse. By bringing together world-class partners across publishing, audio, comics, and gaming, we're creating a truly immersive multi-platform experience for the fans. This is a bold step in expanding the Doctor Who brand, deepening engagement, exploring new stories, and welcoming new audiences in the universe of the Doctor. Now, this guy obviously doesn't know it's been tried twice before. Martin's Fugitive Doctor was introduced during Jodie Whittaker's era as an incarnation who preceded William Hartnell's first Doctor. She most recently returned on screen for a cameo in the season 15 episode, The Story and the Boredom. Circuit Breaker has been announced at a time when a number of new Doctor Who projects are on the way or in development, including new spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, and an animated spin-off for CBeebies. Meanwhile, it says, the future of the main show is currently unknown, as fans wait for news of the BBC's co-production deal with Disney. I'm getting a
What I
headache.
have to say, she is not a pre-Hartnell Doctor. They don't exist. I'm sorry, that drives me mad, because that's never been officially confirmed at any source whatsoever, where it's been a book or whatever. So it's absolute nonsense.
Jo Martin herself was spouting it, though, wasn't she, the other week?
Yeah,
She was saying, I've got, and it just shows that she's full of horse shit. But I've just looked up, because I'd never heard of Esme whatever. And she seemed to have done the novel for Church on Ruby Road, and she's got one called Moon Cruise.
That's right, yeah.
Audio.
This is the author.
Yeah, coming out in November on BBC Audio. Absolutely stunning standout material there.
Well, this is why they've given it to her, isn't she? Because it was diverse hire again.
Yeah, definitely a diverse hire.
You know, and they gave her the Church on Ruby Road Target novel to write to push that, basically. This is an important story. Go, Chris.
I think probably Jo Martin's doing this because she's working with Bog Fanish doing other stuff as well. So it's all tied in with that, isn't it? That's probably why.
It's all, to me, it's all incestuous.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand why BBC Studios are insisting on investing money into this, the third piece of nonsense. You know, because if it had been fully successful, they would tell us about it. But they keep pushing it. They're trying and trying and trying. But you show me how many of the fans who love all this diverse Dr. DEI crap who are going to buy each of the segments.
Yeah. The thing about this is, didn't they do Time Lord Victorious during the pandemic? And that's when that came out. I don't know whether Jodie's ear wasn't doing very well. But that's kind of like, well, if that's what's happening, you're now doing this because the previous series didn't work as well. Is that why you're doing it? To try and, but why have you chosen Jo Martin, though, to try and boost your coffers? That seems really unlikely they're going to sell at all.
No.
Frankie Stellinger is saying to us, guys, Paramount CBS, now owned by Sundance, Tom Cruise, CBS President Sherry Radstone has gone, a new board in place to run CBS TV and Paramount Pictures. Okay, thank you. What we've got here as well, we've got Mark Greaves saying, how stupid are they, the BBC Studios? Their demographic doesn't buy merchandise. No, and I saw that Time Lord Victorious album, the one with David Tennant on it, which was part of the big project for the first one, reduced at a record fare to what was it, $14.99? I think it was $14.99, reduced. And I said to the guy, "How many of these did you sell?" He said, "Oh, I've had that for 5 years."
Wow.
You know, so it didn't sell.
Thing is, if it had been a few years back and it had been, I don't know, Pertwee, Baker, Davison with Matt Smith as a sop to the new series or something like that, we would have probably bought it because we had some investment. But then we were the people that would and do, you just look around us. We buy merchandise, but we're not just going to buy any old. Not, and certainly not anymore. No, because
not
it's not
current
for
stuff,
us,
that's for sure. Yeah, so
No,
it's not for us.
I don't want anything from the new stuff, and this doesn't interest me at all, because who the hell is Jo Martin? And as far as I'm concerned, she and the other one are not the Doctor, and that includes Gatwa. They're not the Doctor, so I'm certainly not going to buy any merchandise which is based around these ridiculous DEI elements that they put into the show from Chibnall onwards, because he's not. Anyway, PTA saying to us, Jo Martin was bloody awful as the F Doctor. The F Doctor. Yeah, like the F plan. Chip on her shoulder and very unlikable character portrayed. Okay, I never saw her. Well, the only time I saw her was in the barbershop thing.
She was a bit blunt, a bit in the sort of Colin Baker vein, a bit blunt, a bit aggressive, which was better than Jodie was, but still crap. Yeah.
Woodhouse 122. Does anyone want this apart from BBC Studios? Answer on a postcard, please. Jo Martin is a pseudo Doctor, says Dalek Del Bando. Dave Harding, oh geez, I'm at a loss for words about how underwhelmed I am by Circuit Breaker. I might buy the comic tie-ins, but that will be it. I'm not buying any of it. Sheriff Brackett is saying exactly none of it counts for me either. It's bad fan fiction. Absolutely. Yeah. Marjorie saying to us, more money the BBC is flushing down the toilet. Jo Martin is not the Doctor, not even the first. No, Hartnell was the first.
Yeah, and she's definitely not the first. She's not the first. Yeah. No way.
Sliver Wolf is saying to me, because they don't use their brains, JT, they think they're going to make money on this thing. How they can't, surely. Rick Storm is saying the fugitive Doctor. That's quite funny. Problem being, saying to us, the demographic that smells pandering aren't remotely interested. Of course they're not. Yeah. Marie UK, is anyone else's throat sore from having all this rubbish forced down it? Yes, because I have to read this. Tell you, you're right. Steve Braddock. Why not go to any of the classic Doctors, including McGann? They never, ever learn. It will be a total failure. Steve, I have to say, had they done something like this with any of the remaining original Doctors, I might have been interested.
Yeah.
And I might have invested. But because it's not even a Doctor, who the hell cares? Who the hell cares? You can see on the BBC social media, when this was announced, by the way, on the social media, Facebook and Twitter, my responses to a lot of these bedwetting kids who were saying, "Oh, this is a great idea. Oh, more of the fugitive Doctor is never a bad thing." And I've gone around saying, "Yes, it is."
Yeah.
They don't like it at all. Good. No, just no. Stop, says the Peter Venkman fan site.
I will be interested to see how many sales they get from it and what they do make from it. That'll be interesting reading, I'm sure.
But they're not going to give us it. I've tried to find the sales figures for both Victorious and Doomsday. I can't get it. I was actually thinking about putting a Freedom of Information request because I was desperate. And then this thing started to come. So I thought, right, they must have made some sort of money to invest in a third one because they've got to pay the actors involved, the production staff involved. Or are they just wasting the money they've got? I'm going to invite somebody from BBC Studios to come on. Yeah, let's get somebody from BBC Studios. If you're watching and, come on the show and tell us what the hell is behind the thinking of this thing. Because, you've got a very small demographic there. Why not do something for the millions of fans around the world who actually love the show? You bloody idiots.
Yeah, Unity. Come on, because RTD won't see it because he's blocked us, so you'll be safe.
Noodle Arms is saying Unity is nothing like it was, and the Brigadier would be ashamed to see it now. I don't think Nick Courtney wouldn't be impressed at all. No, I always think of the Fugees on hearing her Doctor title, killing the show softly with her performance, as Pete Harrington. See what he did there? Very clever, very clever. Lots of chat here. Tim Kintz, and the setting group from this is called The Black Archive. I saw the trailer and the demographic of the cast. Even that made me think it was a joke. Yeah. A private account. Thank you, private account. 20 years since the Christmas invasion this year. Shall be watching it as at Christmas for sure. Yes. Well, make sure you've subscribed. That's all I'm saying about that one. Yes. Nobody expects her because nobody wants her, says Marie UK. I would be inclined to agree with that one. Craig Dunlop is saying to us, "Oh, I'm sure she's exactly the Doctor we expect."
Yes. Yeah.
Carcass is saying Hartnell was the first.
Yep.
He absolutely was.
Always going to be. Problem being, there is no legacy. She's been on screen for 5 minutes and hasn't earned it. That's the other thing that annoys me, PB, about these people. Oh, she deserves it. And I go back saying, why? Yeah. Why does she deserve it? Why? Why are you telling me she deserves it? Do you not think Tom or Davison or Colin or McCoy or McGann deserve it more? Do you not think that?
Yeah.
The character means nothing to her, as she won't have accepted the role, says Marie UK. And Dave Harding saying, compared to Jodie Whittaker, I thought Martins was a way more interesting character, but I still don't really count her as being a proper Doctor, so it's hard to get excited over this. John Mason asking the question, is this shite going to make money? That's the big question.
She definitely acted Whittaker.
Yeah.
She really did embarrass Whittaker as being the sitting Doctor, in quotes, because she wasn't one either. But she made Whittaker look, she made herself look stupid, but she really, really made her look stupid. She acted her off the screen, and she was still crap. But, you know.
And bizarrely, in the last one that Shooty did, I think Jodie did the same thing to him, you know, which shows how bad he was, you know. But
well, I said that, didn't I, in our review of that last one? That's the first time I've ever seen Whittaker as the alleged Doctor.
Yeah.
And I noticed her more than him.
Yeah.
You know?
It annoys me though. I mean, the Valyard did 14 episodes and he gets nothing at all. You know, it's like, how's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so why he's not the pantheon of Doctors of the millions of Doctors? I don't know.
But look what they did with the Rani.
Yeah.
So we can't trust them to do that. You know, if they're gonna ruin the character, let it be this one that she's playing. Philip Roy saying if she's a fugitive Doctor, then a bit of faux pas to give Unit her contact details. I bet Richard Kimball never left a forwarding address.
She's left him a time and space telegraph to contact them. That's what they've got, isn't it?
Good grief. Mark Greaves, thank you for your super chat. Fugitive crap Doctor should do a crossover with Roots and bloody well stay there for the last time. Hartnell is the OG. Yeah,
he is. Yeah.
Marie UK though has got a theory saying they want us to truly believe that Martin is the first Doctor. They are asking us to deny reality. Typical left-wing writing. Well, it will be with this young lady as well, because if any of you looked at the Church on the Ruby Road Target book, I would never buy it because I'm not interested. But I did pick it up in a Waterstones and read a couple of the pages, was sick, and then put it back. I just don't understand why these people can't write in the way that they used to. You know, authors. I mean, it was terrible prose. You thought the Da Vinci Code was bad? Have a look at the Church on Ruby Road. That's what I say.
It made the junior Brain and Morbius look like War and Peace, I bet, did it?
Yeah. Well, don't even bother. But you know, this is what's happening, isn't it? These people are tick boxing. Fan01ish yawn, flogging another dead horse. To paraphrase Morrissey, I was bored before it even began. Yeah, we should get that on t-shirt. Oh no, he'd sue us. And Woodhouse 122 is saying, I have the timeless Victorious Blu-ray set bought from a charity shop for £1. That's a bargain.
Oh wow.
And the thing about the Blu-ray set was, of course, it included Genesis of the Daleks, didn't it? It was a proper Doctor Who set.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Because it was basically an easy thing for them to do. It was just to take the basically the stories had already released and repackage them.
Yeah, because the Genesis had maybe started the Time War nonsense, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, that nonsense. What's this? Jess, don't be cons. They're using bait to wind us up. Remember the middle finger. Not sniffing that anytime soon, she says. But they keep giving us yes. Yeah. It's exactly that. They told us all to go away, touch grass, that we were ots, is, and phobe. And now they want us to buy the merchandise again.
Yeah, they want us to come back now that it's failed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
The person who played Doom, says Anton Brannigan, not surprisingly, is a gender neutral who seems to spend a lot of her time picking fights on the internet. Makes Mr. Tumble look like Oliver. Well, this is, what was it? Sue's Kampner or something like that.
Kepner, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Who we've all forgotten, of course, until a couple of days ago when they announced the third in this format. And I had to go and look her up again to get the picture.
Yeah.
But
Do
I
you remember
got
the trailer that came out at the same time on this really bizarre
God.
CGI? On with there's like chroma key from Tomorrow People. Is that bad? Honestly,
Captain
it was
Zep.
awful.
It was awful,
You know,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Captain Zep,
Yeah.
if you remember that. But no, I mean, for me, it's just again this whole thing. They're not learning, they're not listening, and they're prepared to waste decent money that they could put towards the production of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
This is complacency. This is bad business. You've had Victorious, you had Doomsday. You know the fans are not happy. What the hell are you doing?
Was Doomsday 2022? Was it? Or do you remember? That's 3 years ago now, which seems.
Can't remember because I wasn't interested.
Yeah, me neither. This one does.
No, don't know. Well, here we go. I don't know. What's this from Mighty Mouse? I used to love Mighty Mouse. Hello, Mighty Mouse. For me, Doctor Who ended canonically after Capaldi's regenerated. Everything after it, to me, is a pure alternate reality dream fallacy. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we all agree with you, Mighty Mouse. For me, it's not Doctor Who, so it doesn't count. And I've got even some of the Capaldi episodes and some of the Smith episodes. It was a bit dodgy for me. It was a bit of a yawn fest, but they were playing the Doctor, so I'll go with this. I haven't seen him for a long time, Doctor Who. He's out there somewhere, still in the snow, denying regeneration for me. And nothing after that happens. Sad days we're in, everybody, isn't it? Sad days.
Very sad.
Fugitive Doctor is the fly in your rice pudding, says Dalek Dybando. Bill's actually saying, I like Martin's interpretation. The problem is, where does she fit in without cocking everything up? Well, Bill, that's the problem. She doesn't. She was basically put there to upset the fandom by Chibnall. Because he clicked onto the fact that certain fans like me were being very gobby when after the DEI hire of Whittaker, saying this is not right. And we were putting elements in from the original series where it was very basically the saying that the Doctor was male.
Yeah.
So he rewrote the Doctor's entire history. This is not even the Doctor we're looking at now. He's not even the Time Lord. It's not the Doctor.
No.
But it's a daft thing to do to dilute your leading ladies part by bringing another Doctor in on top of that. I mean, that, and as he's already said,
to prove a point.
Yeah, she upstaged Jodie. It's like, well, what are you doing? That's crazy.
Because Martin's interpretation is part of the whole timeless child bull.
Yeah.
You know, and the Doctor was born a little black girl and was a little black girl. Oh, bugger off, you left-wing nonsense. You just go away. Why do you have to ruin everything? You know, that's why they've got to jettison it, because if they keep all this coming in, and you can tell now where BBC Studio stands with the reintroduction of Martin again, because anybody sensible would just say, no, we're not doing anything like this.
Yeah.
You know, no, it doesn't work. But they're not sensible, are they? They're just, it's all about ticking the box. Problem being saying to us here, the Fitzroy cabal have nothing but total disregard and contempt for classic Who. Well, that's come through loud and clear now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And Cody W1, this is why I'm done. They just keep peddling this crap endlessly. It is tiring, though, isn't it, Cody?
Yeah.
It's just exhausting. If you are going to be buying this, let us know. whosviews1@gmail.com. Or if you're out there in the chat now, tell us why, if you're going to be buying this. Because I don't think it's going to do well at all. Anyway, Domgo, is there no end to this rubbish? At the moment, I'm afraid, no. Not at all. JT says, Bill Larry again, the BBC is funded by the rapidly diminishing TV license. They don't have to care if they piss money away. It's not theirs in the first place. Bill, this is done by BBC Studios, which is a private organisation which is made without the license fee and which has to earn money, which is why, as a business person, I'm saying, why the hell churn out a third version of this nonsense when I believe they wouldn't have got a massive return on the first two? BBC Studios is not the BBC. BBC Studios is private. That's why I can't get any information from them, because they don't have to give it. So there is a distinction. So we're going to be talking about the TV license, but that's the big difference here now, isn't it? It really is. That's the massive big difference.
Yeah. But how did they work out that the Fugitive Doctor was actually popular? You know, I mean, I don't understand. You know,
because they were told.
How did they gauge that? Really? Because I mean, I hated her. You know,
they were told. The production team told them, "Oh, she's hugely popular," and then they get examples from propaganda based on social media, which is from the limited amount of fans.
Yeah.
And that's not fair either to Jo Martin, because she thinks she's Doctor Who. She thinks she's huge. She thinks she's part of the mythology. It's a minority, Jo, love. I'm sorry, it's a majority. We don't count you at all, you know? No. And then they'll all go on saying, oh, it's not for you. You are all too old. And that's the reason they say it's not for us, because we see through this bullshit.
Yeah.
Simon L, nice to see you. Hartnell was the first, the day of the Doctor, when we see the Doctor steal a faulty TARDIS just proves this. We don't need the proof. It was there.
Yeah.
The 5 Doctors, the 3 Doctors, Mordrin Undead, loads of different stories establishing Hartnell as the first. It didn't need to be proved at all, and it should have been left alone. And
three doctors in the Time Lord console room when they're trying to work out what they do. Show me the other one, the first incarnation.
Yeah.
And they show Hartnell. The end. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely awful. And Marlon Aransibia, I hope I've said that right. Good to see you. Scrolled Esme's Twitter. She mentions not appeasing the wet dreams of basement-dwelling fanboys in science fiction is bloody typical. It is. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what they think they're doing. They think that science fiction is full of white heterosexual sad guys in a basement who need to be taught a lesson, who need to be educated. How dare they? How dare they?
I patronise it, really, to be fair.
It is. And that's why I can't be bothered with a lot of these idiots.
That's very similar to Jodie's the male gaze, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just ramped it up a little bit. I mean, looking at her, the only thing I'm not surprised is that she hasn't put white in there as well.
Yeah.
She's definitely very anti-male, very misandristic. Like you say, JT, heterophobic and probably racist in my opinion.
Why would anybody want to support something written by somebody who doesn't like the target audience? Everybody, pass it around. Wake up. These people don't like us. Don't give them your money. They have to change everything. The entire production crew and the entire cronies attached to it via RTD and Chibnall. Everybody has to go. These people don't like us and they want money from us. And in this case, lots of money, because these things aren't cheap. They're on different formats and they're not cheap. Time to take a running jump. But when you've got another author, another person from the crew saying, oh, look, I don't like the fan base that I'm writing all this stuff for. How stupid are you? Keep your mouth shut. You know, it's like Gatwood did the other thing, wasn't he? Him and Verada on the set.
Yeah.
Oh, people are going to get upset about us being on the set, you idiots. Benign Crinoid says 10 people on Gallifrey Place said she's popular. There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Well, there you are, then.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah. PTA, thank you for your super chat. If our parents paid the license to pay for Classic Who to be made, why do we have to pay yet another license fee to watch it? Our parents paid for it. It's a good question, isn't it, guys?
I think at the stage that we are now, all the stuff we bought, we should get stuff for free now, to be honest. You know,
I do as well.
Yeah,
but they even took the free BBC away from the old age pensioners because the young ones weren't paying for it. So they went back to the generations that had been good and had followed the law and paid for it wherever. And they said, you lot need to start paying again. And what did they do? They didn't revolt. They said, okay.
Yeah.
Shocking. Thanks, PTA. Anyway, so that's what we've got there, everybody. I know you're all thrilled. I can tell in the chat you're all thrilled about this. But in answer to a question from earlier on, yes, they're rolling out Jo Martin once more as the diverse Dr. Mark II or Mark I, wherever you want to put her, because her and Shooty, and Whittaker. Dr. DEI is back through Circuit Breaker, coming soon to various bookshelves and online shelves and record shelves if you want it next year. Good luck. Start saving up because it's going to cost you a fortune. Bloody hell. BBC Studios, hang your head in shame because you're absolute and utter knobheads, as far as I'm concerned.
You mentioned
hire me and I'll sort you out. All right. whosviews1@gmail.com. Sorry, Paul, go on.
No problem. You mentioned BBC Audio doing stuff. Do you know what they're doing? Are they doing like just readings of stories about the feuds of Doctor?
It'll be the same stuff as Time of Victorious. It'll be sort of like little playthings like Big Finish do.
Oh, like Big Finish, right?
Yeah. So because you get Big Finish involved in there, you've got the BBC Audio, BBC Book, all the usual people. So it'll all be part,
Right.
and you have to read or buy each one as part of the story and read it or play it in that order. Benign Crinoid Saint says, my wallet is open and I'm moist with anticipation.
Mine feels like it's dried up, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure we're going to be coming back to that again here on Headlines. So, yeah, it's there if you want it. But what a waste of time and money and effort I think it is. Talking of which, let's stay with BBC Studios and this headline from this week as well. The BBC reveals plans to target adults with Bluey, lifestyle brand for all ages. The corporation has said it's eyeing expansion into adult space. These people are bloody nuts.
Is it Bluey meets Family Guy then? That sort of thing, is it?
Let's find out, shall we, Paul? Because I've got the story here. The BBC has announced their plans to turn Bluey, the world's top children's TV program, into an all-encompassing lifestyle brand for all ages. Hey! The popularity of the Emmy-winning cartoon about an Australian blue heeler dog has resulted in a raft of merchandise available for fans to buy, such as Bluey-themed paddling pools, tents, hot water bottles, as well as traditional offerings including lunchboxes, pajamas, books and toys. Bluey, produced by Ludo Studio in Australia, debuted in 2018 and has since become one of the most adored shows on television. The show's success has proved to be fruitful in the retail sector. BBC Studios made a record £2.16 billion in sales from commercial operations last year across brand deals and themed products. Poor Doctor Who. Susie Rea, the head of global consumer products at BBC Studios, told The Guardian of plans to make Bluey a generation-defining brand for children and then families today. We want to be number one in preschool, which we're well on our way to achieving, said Rea. That actually scares me. We have so much more to do in terms of growing in the adult space and thinking about what those adult purchases are open to. Rea added that from a retail standpoint, the BBC's global consumer division was generating about $3.6 billion, which is £2.7 billion, in global retail sales across their entire portfolio, with Bluey accounting for a big proportion of those sales. Bluey has already been turned into an immersive theatre production called Bluey's World in Queensland, Australia. The franchise will arrive on the big screen in 2027 with its first film, Bluey the Movie, original title, made by BBC Studios and Disney. In the US, Bluey was the most watched show across all genres in 2024, while its music is also popular with more than 1 billion streams at the time of writing. Bluey's official social media channels now have more than 21 million subscribers with a total of 13 billion lifetime views. Rea said of Bluey's internet success, within 7 months, we had 1 million TikToky subscribers. That was a moment where we were really able to find the fans that are not purely preschool. Young adult audiences and teens really started to get this exposure. The forthcoming film will follow the adventures of Bluey alongside her mum, dad, and her little sister Bingo. Series creator Joe Brum will write and direct the film with a voice cast led by the series regulars, including Melanie Zanetti and David McCormack. Doctor Who's got no chance, has he?
It's not. The one that gets me is in the first paragraph of that article that says for all ages. For all ages. Remember that line? That should be really important to Doctor Who production office, you know?
Again, it shows the hypocrisy of the entertainment industry and BBC Studios. On one hand, they're saying to Doctor Who fans, this isn't for you. And then for this bloody cartoon, which is immensely popular, as we've just seen, and we've all known, it's huge. Anywhere you go in the UK now, you see this Bluey dog. Anywhere. Yeah. I mean, it's huge, massive. It's bigger than Paw Patrol now, bigger than Peppa Pig. You know, it's massive. But, you know, on their hand, they're now saying, oh, we want the adults to watch this as well. Now, if you are an adult who's got a small one, who's watching Bluey and is into Bluey, please tell us what it's about, because I don't think any of us are going to be watching at BBC Studios. I'm sorry. But if you are a parent out there, can you just let us, and you're in the chat, let us know, is it okay? Is it good? Are you happy with your children watching it? And do they collect the merchandise? That's a hell of a lot of money. Doctor Who has got no chance. And here they are rolling out Circuit Breaker, guys.
Yeah. Is that why
go on, Paul?
I was going to say, is that why they're trying to do this preschool Doctor Who cartoon in order to capitalize on Bluey's success
Yes.
and try and work from the ground upwards? That's
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Absolutely it is. Stephen O'Neill's saying, I've never felt more like singing the Bluey as the song. I didn't know Bluey was also had songs in it. I've no idea, because I'm an adult. I don't go near children's television. I think it's a bit spooky if you do without kids, quite frankly. It means you're not at work or something like that. I don't know what a Bluey is, this digital pollution. It's the dog. We've got it on the thumbnail for this show. It's massively popular. It's an Australian cartoon, which the BBC have bought into, so has Disney. Honestly, digital pollution, it's huge. This dog and its family. I like the little action figures I've seen in Tesco, though. They're quite cute.
Huh?
And, you know, you can get planes for them and cars and all this sort of stuff. And they remind me of Weeble Wobbles when I was a kid.
It reminds me of Hammy the hamster when he had a car and a boat.
Yeah. But it's bigger than the Teletubbies phenomenon back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the money we've just seen there. Poor old Doctor Who. Oh, God.
I sat my dogs down to watch an episode because Bluey's supposed to be done in the colours that your dog can register.
Is this?
So, I'd read that quite a few people, when they went out, they were putting Bluey on. Occasionally, if people go out and leave the dogs in the house, especially if they've just got one dog, they might play some music in the background. And if you go on your I've got an Alexa here, so I don't want to say the word, but if you go on Alexa and say play music for dogs, it will play relaxing music in the background for your dogs while you're out, keep them calm. But apparently people have been letting the dogs watch Bluey because the colour palette is a palette that dogs can focus in on, and mine didn't give a shit.
I need to try and report back to you and chat with my dogs.
Yeah, do.
That's very interesting. That where is Bluey streamed though? Is Bluey on Children's BBC, wherever that is now? It's its own channels now, isn't it? So I take it Bluey's on those now. Can anyone tell me? Yeah, I don't know. This is a phenomenon, and I thought you'd be interested, everybody, to compare this. Bluey's got a movie. Everybody, did you hear me say that in there? Yeah. Bluey's got a film. It's Doctor Who.
It's not going to be the kind of Bluey movies we knew when we were at school. I tell you that. That's all.
Yeah, different those rumours that where came. Yeah. Oh, here is John. Thank you, John Roberts. Bluey is a good show, and my grandsons love it. So I take it they're little then, yeah. Because I think this must be around for what, 5 or 6 year olds, maybe. Because that's what I've seen. The little kids I see, and the toy aisles at Tesco or in the. Because, you know, there's a toy shop near me in Carlisle, which is fabulous, but it's always got Bluey in the window. And you see the joy, actually, from the little ones when they recognise the character and they start, like I used to do with Doctor Who stuff, pointing things out or taking things down. And you know how little children take things from a shelf and then waddle up to their parent with this thing to say, can have this. And then they get no, put it back. You know, it's... I like seeing that. I like seeing them happy. But they know what they know it. You know, they like we all did, I suppose, when we knew Scooby-Doo or Sooty or whatever it was going to be. Yeah. Here, you get excited. It's huge, but they're always little. They're always little, you know, little tots, little babies.
Well, if they're trying to use Bluey as if you're pardon the pun, blueprint for the BBC to make Doctor Who, then that could be successful potentially. But the idea of being a preschool Doctor Who sounds really, really odd. I think, you know.
Yeah. Digital pollution say my Weeble still hasn't fell down. Yeah.
They're quite robust Weebles, weren't they, to be fair? Yeah.
They were. I used to throw them around. Sliver Wolf, an adult version of Bluey, are they allowed to do that? Mischief is also saying about the Weebles, but they don't fall down. If you're not a certain age, you won't know what we're talking about. What else we got? Adults love kids shows when I was a kid, not now. I'd like to know, because I don't know anybody who has children young enough to maybe appreciate Bluey. So thank you for John again for putting that one in. Anybody else in the chat watch it? Oh, thank you, John. It's on CBeebies.
Right.
There we go. Chef Brackett saying the Muppets were it for little kid me. Beyond that, I know nothing. Killbot Kill saying Bluey is amazing. I even have the game on PS5. What?
Wow.
Is he winding me up? Dalek, really? Dolikai is saying, my 6-year-old godson is infatuated with Bluey and I have watched numerous episodes. I find it a bit odd, but it's a fun cartoon. Okay, good. Okay. Pete Harrington saying Peppa Pig must be upset. Well,
yeah.
She ruled the roost for quite a while, though, didn't she?
Yeah. Or the style.
Yeah. John Mason, like ourselves, guys, I've completely missed this. I've never seen a thing about this show. I'm only aware of it because I know how much money it was bringing in, and to have it see it actually, we're talking billions into BBC Studios, billions. What are they doing with the money? Oh yeah, they're making this thing with Joe Martin.
Yeah.
You know, why can't they put some of the billions they've earned from Bluey and invest it in a Doctor Who series then with by themselves, or 3 movies, TV movies for the year, and build it up again and start recouping the cost? But am I talking out my arse? This is common sense to me.
If they did use some money to make 3 Doctor Who films to say go over the Christmas period, they would do that with Joe Martin probably.
Oh
probably,
God,
yeah.
Don't. Oh, don't. A skeptical person, says Legion of James, will be forgiven in thinking this is yet more attempts to push the limits of kids' entertainment into the adult realms for agenda. In today's climate, I wouldn't be surprised. And Spiel has said it was all about the clangers for me. You see, this is before. Had we had BBC Enterprises as it was then on the ball and thinking ahead, they would have more money in BBC Studios' bank account now than they have, if you see what I mean. Because the clangers, the Wombles, Bagpuss, Ivor the Engine, etc., Rent-A-Ghost, etc., they were massive, pulling in anywhere between 10 and 20 million viewers a week or whatever it was going to be, because there were only the 3 channels. And I mean, we all know they didn't market Doctor Who properly or exploit it properly because it's not what was done. It's great hindsight, isn't it? But can you imagine? It's now that you see the toys for Bagpuss, you see the clangers, you see all these things now from the retro side of stuff. But the children today have Bluey, Peppa Pig. They have their own stuff. Paw Patrol was massive for a little while there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it must be awful for the creators of these things, though, when you've got such a success and then somebody else comes and knocks you off your perch.
I had an interesting story that the Paw Patrol logo was based on the Tom Baker logo. Was that true?
Ah, did you hear that?
Yeah, that was true now. Yeah. So whoever watched on Paw Patrol was a big Tom Baker fan, obviously.
Yeah. It's huge in the States, this Dalekite, and of course this is massive here as well. Absolutely massive. Pete Harrington is saying, stick Bluey in the TARDIS, that might work.
For a companion like K9, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I think this is why, as Paul says there, I think that's exactly why they're trying to do this animated Doctor Who for the under 5s.
Yeah.
If they do a Bluey crossover with it,
you might laugh.
I know, they probably will. Yeah.
You might laugh. Yeah. You know, Tennant's Doctor in the cartoon might land near Bluey Island or wherever he lives. Mark Greaves, it's a she, isn't it? Sorry. Thank you, Mark Greaves, for your super chat. My friend has a Bluey party for his kids. On reflection, my gift was very inappropriate.
Cross wires there, possibly, yeah. So.
Oh, Mark, I'm sure it was. Yes, very good. Connie is saying to us no to the Fugitive Doctor. Frankie is also saying to us, love Thomas the Tank Engine and all the Cosgrave Hall shows and Dogtanian on the BBC. But, you know, all the British stuff that the BBC had the rights to, as I was mentioning before, Super Ted, they never marketed that one properly with John as the voice. Spotty. I mean, that could have been much bigger than it was. They must be looking back at all these properties. That's probably why they bring them back.
Yeah,
in the CGI format. Postman Pat, Fireman Sam, the Wombles in the CGI. Auntie Pandy, for crying out loud. They bring them back in this new format thinking this is what the kids see. But it's still not, they still don't get as big as something like Bluey because it's not that original. You know?
Yeah.
They are still of its days in a sense. Oh my goodness. But I hope, you know, look at that, everybody. Look how much money that show is making. And then they can't finance Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Third Doctor Andrew is sharing with us that his wife has Bluey sleepwear. I'm sure she's very, very pleased with that. You've just told the world, Mrs. Third Doctor Andrew. Well, I hope it's nice and comfortable. Is it Marks and Spencer's? Yes. honestly, you can get anywhere this Bluey things. I've seen flannels and what's that hoodie type thing?
We can say nothing. In the 70s, we had Tom Baker underpants. We can say nothing at all about that. So,
Well, no, it's true. But I did see this weird thing. You know, those warm things you get for this, because my sister got me a Yoda one for Star Wars. When you put the hood up, it's Yoda's head.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, well, no, it's like a thing. It's like a blanket thing. You put your arms in it and put a hood up, and it's
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, they're quite cool. Yeah, a black one, it's kind of nice. Yeah.
But I've seen a Bluey one in Marks and Spencer's. I think it was Marks and Spencer's or Matalan, one of those, and I thought, oh my god, it's there again! It's following me around. A bit like Joe Martin. Yes, so there you go. It's amazing, though, isn't it? The fact that the BBC junked a lot of Saturday morning kids' TV shows is a disgrace to Frankie. It junked all their shows. And put them on another channel. That is disgusting. Saturday mornings were always meant for kids, and now I believe it's all cookery programs. Adults on a Saturday morning, get out and have the life. Get out and do stuff, you bloody thing. You shouldn't be watching a 3-hour television show about cooking. These people really annoy me. They're all in London. Anyway, where's my Banana Man and Super Ted crossover, says Benign Crinoid. The one we all wanted. And Lex is with us. Hello, Lex. Thank you for your super chat. Before the Superman 2025 movie came in on the cinema, I went there. There was a comedy trailer with Gat where he was awful and playing the same role. Yes, it's the Roses or something it's called, isn't it? That's the trailer.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Roses.
Is he playing a gay character in that, by any chance, is he?
I think probably, yeah. Because that's all
he's so versatile, that's all I can say.
He's amazing, isn't he? He's just absolutely marvellous, yeah. Robert Payne is saying the Wombles is stop frame animation with Bernard Cribbins narrating. All subsequent versions are wrong. They CGI everything now, don't they? I prefer our stuff.
It's like they did a version of the Clangers, I think, and Michael Palin. As much as I love Michael Palin, he was narrating it. It wasn't obviously Oliver Postgate or whatever it was, originally.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? She bought it off Amazon, JT, says Dr. Andrew. Well, there you go. If you want one, you can go to there and you can all get one. Anton Brannigan is saying it's called the Snuggie. Thank you very much. Oh, and Peter Venkman as well, Snuggie. Thank you. I just called it camp. But yeah, so there we go. The BBC, as I say there, revealing plans to target adults with Bluey lifestyle brand. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
What does lifestyle brand actually mean? Anyone know?
Yeah, the lifestyle brand is... well, in Doctor Who's case, you know how we've got these, they have these packs to give out to the licensees, which show the various versions of the logo they can use, and there's brief descriptions, the background formats, the colors that they're supposed to use, how it should look. That's the brand lifestyle thing. So also, when it comes to lifestyle products, it could be, in this case, a Bluey teapot or a Bluey kettle or a Bluey.
So the things that probably stipulate you can't do. For instance, like
they tell you how it can look and how it shouldn't look,
Yeah.
And you can't cross the line. Everything has to be signed off by them. But with the lifestyle thing, they could be looking now at men's pajamas or something like Dr. Andrew's wife has already got.
Yeah.
Or they could be looking at toasters, or they could be looking at things for the car.
Right.
I mean, grow up.
Yeah.
I suppose if you've got kids who are besotted with this thing, I don't know, because I don't have children. I have luggage. Anyway, that's that. Anyway, we're going to stay with the BBC now. And as we mentioned last week, the BBC has finally clicked to the fact that the TV license, which we're all punished with here in the UK, may be on its last legs. Did you see this, everybody? From the Daily Record, the BBC says TV license fee reform may be the future as 300,000 households refuse to pay. The BBC's annual report suggests that the broadcaster is looking for the best future funding model. In order to watch live TV or catch-up shows through the BBC iPlayer, households in the United Kingdom are required to pay a TV licence, which currently sits at £174.50 a year. However, the annual report from the BBC has revealed that 300,000 more households have stopped paying the fee. As a result, the BBC has admitted that they are looking into a way to overhaul this yearly payment while it continues to battle popular streaming services such as Netflix and Prime Video. Many households choose to instead pay smaller monthly fees for a variety of apps, which they say has created a moment of real jeopardy for the sector, reports the Mirror. Well, the BBC would. It was revealed in the report that 24.1 million TV licenses were in force in 2023 and 24. However, this has since significantly dropped, with only 23.8 million licenses being held at the end of last year, which has caused a £50 million loss in revenue for the Broadcasting Corporation. It was revealed in the report that 24.1 million TV licenses were in force in 2023 to 24. While many people have turned to streaming services to enjoy their entertainment, the recent string of controversies surrounding the BBC may have also had an impact on the licence dropout, you reckon? Instances such as Greg Wallace's misconduct hearing at MasterChef, Bob Vyland's Glastonbury set, and a probe into the coverage of, I'm not going to say that, may have had UK households turning their back on the BBC. BBC Chair Samir Shah said in the annual report, "The fight is on, and it is vital we now think very carefully about the kind of media environment we want for the UK." Isn't it about time they asked the public?
Yeah. Well, we're paying for it, so you'd like to get some input into that, wouldn't you? You know.
You would think so. But the problem, as you can see there now, is not many people are paying for it again now.
Yeah.
And that's why they went back deliberately to the over 60-year-olds and told them, you've now got to pay. And the over 60-year-olds, being decent people, I don't care what any of these idiots say, decent people brought up correctly, went, okay.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah. They should have changed the way it works years ago, and they should be going for a Netflix style plan. That's what they should be doing, and we have the choice to decide if we want to buy it or not. And if they want to run as a company, that's what they need to do. You know.
This is where we get into this. So I'm thinking here, all these people, because of the way that, hello, there are a lot of people in the country. I'm going to be honest. There are a lot of people in this country who are illegal, who are watching television. Are they paying a bloody TV license fee? No, because they're not paying for anything, because the taxpayers bloody supporting them left, right and centre. So of course they're not paying it, but they're watching the television. They should be. But in fact, because they're illegal, they shouldn't bloody well be here anyway. But what we've got is the fact is, what's the BBC spending the money that the public give them on anyway? Because they don't make any of their own programmes anymore. They commission programmes. So are they putting... This is where I get confused. Are they investing some of the BBC taxpayer license fee money into a television show? Can somebody tell me? Or are they just paying high fees to the presenters and their staff and people in? Because we know that some of the estates have been wound down to try and save money on the fee of what's coming in, but they're still paying generous salaries to a lot of people. What do you reckon?
Well, I think if you look at, I think that's the case. I mean, they are still paying big fees. Look at Guy Lineker before he left and things like that. But I mean, in terms of the actual, all the scandals, all the things the BBC has allegedly done, like Greg Wallace, etc., it's like, well, all the rocks set in long before all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do
I
you
think
think?
it's just bad that we're expected to pay for it without. I say without choice, you can choose, but you're just expected to pay for it. But the people you're paying have no accountability. They can just do whatever the hell they like, and dodge any serious scrutiny. To be fair, but also just as an aside, JT, our fantastic mods, shout out to them, have just sent a message through. I think we may have missed one of our super chats, which was from Marie UK. It was £5 super chats. Thank you for that. And she said they keep making kids shows more adult, and then putting trigger warnings on adult shows, and this is madness.
Yeah, it is madness. Yeah. So Marie UK, that didn't come up on my system here, so thank you. The best future funding model, says Benign Crinoid, it's called adverts. They've been around for a while. I totally agree, but they're so bloody snobbish, aren't they, BK, that they won't do it. The BBC always was full of utter snobbery when it came to looking at ITV and their model. They need to do that. Either bring in adverts, which can be done very quickly and certainly within an 18-month period.
Yeah.
And I don't think people would blink. I don't think they would care these days. Or just get rid of the license fee. And as I've always said, let people subscribe to the BBC One or BBC Two channels, and let's see how many people want to watch their crap. I think, as you've said before, I agree with you. I think they're frightened of doing that.
I think they are.
They always argued, didn't they, that there wasn't enough revenue from advertising to go around, and that was before the influx of all the satellite channels, which obviously have managed to survive just fine on this advertising revenue. So it was obviously all bollocks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But they will keep trying to dodge it until it's enforced. But we need a government that's prepared to enforce it, and I don't think that'll be this one. To be honest, they love the tax too much.
Yeah. Marie UK saying it was good. I hope more people come to their senses and cancel the license fee. Well, they are, Marie UK, because this is a massive jump from where we were last year on how many people had cancelled their license. But a lot has happened. You know, I cancelled mine around about 2017 when I thought I am done with this, and it was around about the announcement of Whitaker that I'm done with this. But I'd been through so much already where I was already done with it and very disillusioned with the BBC, thanks to their political bias over Scottish independence and Brexit. You know, where they were actually calling people I know who voted for Scottish independence or people I know who voted for Brexit idiots and iss and offs and thobes. And I thought, no, they're not. They're actually intelligent people who are doing their civic duty, democratic duty, because they've been asked to vote, and they did, with an opinion. So that's got me. And it's got worse since then, really. And people are waking up. People have started to wake up. And I think that this year will be even worse for the BBC. I really do. And they can't cling on to the far left as much as they think they can, because they just can't, because it's going to turn out to be some sort of minority, the far left.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be sustainable. They're all going to be just some sort of, you know, you can put them in the Glastonbury field and that'll be them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what I'd do to them then. Connie, what is the TV license and why is it so high?
Good question.
It's a very good question. We've mentioned this before. Here in the United Kingdom, when you buy a television, you have to buy a TV license, which means that you are effectively monthly or yearly paying the BBC. You cannot watch live television or anything else that they dictate is live television without that license. The money goes to the BBC. It does not go to its competitors, including Channel 4, which is also tax funded. And it was always in the old days made for the BBC to be able to make programs. God knows what it's for these days, because these days the BBC farm everything out to independents, and they commission something from an independent like BBC Studios, and they finance it with partners or themselves. So I don't know what's going on. It's outdated and it's unnecessary.
Can I clarify something about live TV then? Can you then mean, so this is how bonkers it's going to be. If you can't watch live television, but you can record a program that's on at 9 o'clock and then watch it at 10 o'clock, that doesn't count. You can watch it.
That's not live television. Yeah.
That is bonkers. Doesn't make any sense.
Live television is when it's going out. So if something is being broadcast at 8 o'clock in the evening, that's live television. This is why ITV and all the other competitors came up with +1s.
Yeah.
Because they realized at some point they had to get around this whole thing. Mm-hmm. So you can get all the +1s. That's not live television.
Yeah.
So it's the BBC used to bully us back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They used to do crappy adverts as well, and they would bully us to say, you know, we're watching you, we know what you want. It was absolute myth. It was absolute propaganda. But you can still go to prison for not having a TV license. And these people that come knocking on the doors can be quite nasty.
Yeah.
So there's lots of people online like Chili Con John, what's his name? Killy John Carney. He's quite good. You have to watch him on his channel because he tells you what not to do, because you are allowed to cancel your television license. You just can't watch live television. And what's to watch? Because it's all rubbish.
Yeah.
I mean, they did try and scare you with the detective hands. I would say to Connie, watch episode 1 of Remembrance of the Daleks. And the military have this black van with an aerial on the top. And Ace makes the comment, it looks like a TV detective van. And they had these things driving around the streets in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, supposedly detecting whether or not you were watching a TV and you weren't checking off against their register of people who had a license. It was literally East Germany in that.
And they had commercials, didn't they, with a TV license watching you type things. I remember that. I saw a couple recently on YouTube. It was very funny. Yeah,
it's ridiculous, and we fell for it because we were much more gullible, trustworthy, lawful society.
Yeah, law-abiding. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and now that's all gone out the way, and people have seen more and more through this. And the fact is, as well, because the BBC got so political with these alleged activists they took in, people woke up and said, "Oh, I don't like this," and eventually they've snapped and said, "Well, there's nothing worth watching. We'll go and watch all these other things, all these other great things that have come along. Let's spend the money on that. Let's get rid of the BBC." It's their own fault. Let's go into the chat and see what the guys are saying to us. Tony Farrell's TARDIS is saying, JT and panel, it's not just this year they've lost 300,000. This decline has now been going on for 5 or 6 years. It certainly has. As I say, people have taken time to wake up, but they're getting there. P. Ferreira, yes, the TV license. My parents are in their 70s and they still have to pay for it. A lovely government. I'll explain what this was about. Just a few short years ago, when you got to retirement age, you got to watch the BBC for free and you didn't have to pay a TV license. When the BBC and the government of the day realized that the BBC were losing money because people were either cancelling their TV license or the young ones were not paying for it, they made the older folk pay for it again.
Was it not originally you got to get to 75 first before you got it for free? Was that what happened?
I think it was either 70 or 75. Yeah, I don't know because I'll never get there. Yeah, but it was just ridiculous. Robert Payne saying to us here, the BBC is not worth £174 per household. It bloody is not. Mysterious is with us. Ooh, saying the BBC is trying to get a Netflix TV license. They are. And that's ridiculous. And Netflix and Amazon Prime and everybody else needs to stand up for themselves. Bugger off.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing to do with them. Why should you have to get Netflix and other streamings? This is the BBC's desperation. They're saying, right, if you've got Netflix or Amazon Prime, you have to pay a TV license for that. It's not live television, you buggers.
Yeah.
Get back in your hole. It's just desperation, isn't it? Ensfield saying, at heart, the BBC is rotten to the core. Duncan the Funky Evans, high salaries and probably a bit on the radio channels. Maybe. And Pete Harrington, we had the great days of the BBC. I look back on those amazing TV shows now as an honor to be there, ground up in a magical time. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Golden age. Never going to get that again. Never.
Really
Moira,
was.
I paid my TV license since 1973, and these days I really watch it. YouTube is the only place I go. I used to watch Doctor Who until Dot and Bubble and decided I couldn't stand it any longer. That's the thing, Moira. What the BBC have tried to do, though, and what they have done is they've managed to include anything live on YouTube as part of the TV license as well. So, that's nonsense as well, because what's YouTube got to do with the BBC?
Yeah.
Bugger all. So
Yeah.
that's in dispute now as well. It really is. I mean, God, it's shocking, isn't it? They've got nothing to do with YouTube. Nothing at all, honestly.
Did you just bite the bullet, really, and go for a Netflix subscription service and just do that, and just move with the times?
Yeah. Radio 2, a morning presenter, one of the many blondes, so I know the one you mean, Zoe, lost 1 million listeners. She got a massive pay rise. She bloody did, because she took over from Chris Evans, didn't she?
Yeah.
And the viewing figures went down as a huge amount went over to him with Virgin, and she got a pay rise to keep her on. Zoe wasn't all that, in my opinion, either. I met her once. She was pissed out of her face. I miss those days, though, with the ladettes. I really do. I miss her. It was her and Sarah Cox and some other one I can't remember in heaven. Fabulous.
I preferred her dad, Johnny Ball. Used to love Johnny Ball.
Johnny legend.
Ball, yes.
Yeah.
Legend.
Michael Ball went on to the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah. Think of a number. Used to love that show.
Yeah. Rick Storm is saying, even the ads are woke, though. True. I've often said it's only in Britain where you see an advert where you've got a white husband and a black wife and a Chinese baby. How's that work? And I notice it more now if I see adverts, because they're on at the cinema now, aren't they? The ones they show on the telly to cut costs.
Yeah.
And I think, how's that working? Who's that about? What's this for? It's all about representation. Can't be done with this. What else have we got? It still really gets my goat, says Legion of James, that in order to watch any live TV channel, we are forced to pay a license fee. Not for much longer by the sounds of it. P. Ferreira, BBC never wanted to rely on adverts, although they do run their own adverts. Strange that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they used to do them all the time for the Radio Times. You remember every week?
Yeah.
Mysterious again. If you're 75 years, you can watch BBC for free, right? No, you still have to have the license, I'm sure, because they took it away from the OAPs. Because my mother's 75 and she's still paying for it. I've said to her on many occasions, what BBC shows are you watching? but it's part of a routine.
Yeah.
Going back decades. So it's like being a Doctor Who fan. It's very difficult to give it up. You know, I mean, it took me years to get my mother off BT onto a competitor. You know, to save her money, honestly. But you know, that's the way they were brought up. Sliverwolf set a fee to get rid of the adverts. Simple, it works on YouTube and other platforms. The BBC, as I say, are so much snobbier. Honestly.
Yeah.
Stephen O'Neill is saying there are still 3,600 black and white TV licenses registered in the UK. Is it still cheaper then for black and white?
Yeah, must be. Yeah.
I'm surprised that black and white's still around for the simple reason is it's still analog.
Well, you can't buy black and white TVs anymore, surely, can you?
I don't think so.
I've never seen them.
Yeah.
But if people have handed them down, I've got one in that side of the room, a black and white telly.
Oh.
Yeah, and the only reason I kept it because it was special. I got it for Christmas when I was a kid. It must have been 81, Christmas 81 into 82, because at the side of it had a radio, and on the other side it had a cassette player. And I suddenly realised that you could tape things not just from the radio but from the telly. Hence why Doctor Who was on C90s for me.
Did you watch K9 and Company in black and white then? Did you?
No, because of course where I was living at the time in the northwest, it wasn't shown because the bloody transmitter.
Of course, yeah.
So I didn't get to see it for another year. Yeah. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Lots of in the chat. Thank you. Yes, this is our political show. If you haven't noticed, we do get political on headlines. If you're new to us, we do lots of other stuff. We've got the reviews coming back soon as well for Doctor Who. We've got a brand new series coming up for you. Lots coming up very soon, so stay with us. Stuart's with us. Hello, Stuart Barham. How are you? I'm seriously thinking about cancelling my license. Bad shoes and nothing but repeats. Yeah. Bad shows, that should say. Bad shows. I don't know about the repeat things. If the BBC are repeating things, Stuart, what's the point in them having all these repeat channels that I get to see occasionally?
Yeah.
What's that about? I mean, God.
Makes no sense, does it?
It doesn't. No.
They're doing quite a lot of good things on BBC 4. They're repeating lots of interesting things on there. But it's bizarre that and then you've got you and Eden showing great stuff, like I said earlier, about, they're doing the Charles Dickens stuff as well from classic serials and stuff like that. Amazing stuff. Yeah.
I can't watch BBC 4 though because it's classed as live telly.
Yeah.
Which it is actually, so fair enough. What else we got here? Rick Storm saying to us, you can't record live TV. You never could, but we all did. Yeah. It's called a video recorder.
But so that if you did record it and watch it later, it would still be recording of a live TV program. Then effectively, yeah.
Well, surely every recording was live at one point.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I mean, this not watching live TV. So all right, plus an hour. Fair enough. I get that. What if you did it on catch up? So you watched a program started at 9:00 and you went and watched it at 9:05, but said play from the beginning. So you're technically 5 minutes behind. So you're not watching it live, are you?
No, you're not watching it live. No,
that's a cunning stunt, Ian. That really is fantastic.
Yeah. Just remember as well, if you're watching ITVX or the Channel 4 version of iPlayer or the Channel 5 version of iPlayer, you cannot press the live TV button if you don't have a license. Okay, so you have to avoid that. What else we got here? Killbot saying I could quite happily live without the BBC. I've been doing it for years. It's very easy. I don't miss a thing. And anything I wanted to watch, like Doctor Who for our reviews, Doctor Who, I would go for families and watch it there and have a nice meal before it, throw it up afterwards. So yeah,
during probably.
Yeah. Enspiel, you might say this, but I couldn't possibly comment.
That was an American character, wasn't it? That Kenny Everett did with the big hand.
He had little cannons in his epaulets, didn't he?
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Yeah, one of my favorites. Absolutely brilliant. Oh God, I miss Kenny Everett. He wouldn't be allowed on television now either. I have to say. And what have we got here as well? It counts if your equipment is capable of receiving live transmissions, says Kamikaze Guy. Basically, what's happened, Kamikaze Guy, is that right now the BBC are so desperate they're scraping the bottom of the barrel to try and get people to pay for it again. But the big question that the BBC needs to ask itself is, why should we, when the majority of us don't like them, and where they're too busy churning out DEI tip boxing crap. They're not actually giving the majority of the British public what the majority of the British public wants, which is entertainment.
Yeah.
And they view people with
anywhere on the
contempt.
BBC now. Okay.
They view people with contempt as well, the great unwashed. If they look at you like
Yeah.
that, why should you fund them?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you shouldn't. So hopefully they'll come up with a new thing. They'll have to come up with a new thing because they're going to lose another, 100,000 maybe in the next year. And we've just gone through another couple of scandals. As I've said before in headlines, every week there's a scandal for the BBC. It's now become part of the routine. It doesn't get reported as much.
Yeah.
You know, there's more to come.
Didn't John Turode allegedly get fired recently from MasterChef as well for a comment he made 10 years ago or something?
And he's suing them.
Yeah. Oh, good for him. Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly he's going to sue them. I saw it in the paper the other day. He's going to sue them or looking into suing them because he said that's an unlawful dismissal. So, yeah, good for him. Yeah. Problem being wants to ban the BBC. I wish I could, because I would do that. Dark Hall is saying to us down with the BBC. Big Brother Communist says problem being it's such a shame that they've gone that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Robert Payne is saying I will watch the BBC for literally minutes per week. John Mason saying to us the vans wouldn't detect anything. It was just propaganda. It was sick. We now know that, don't we? And people went to prison back then as well, just as much as they do today. That shouldn't be against the law. You're not paying the BBC. You go to prison. What? You know, what? It's another one of these elements of the country. I think to myself, my God, what are we doing? You know,
it's a bizarre thing to do because okay, it's a punishment, but it costs you more to put someone in prison than they're not to pay the TV license. It's bizarre.
Yeah, but they don't see the logic, do they? They don't see the logic. They want to maintain that element of fear.
Yeah.
It's all about the fear.
No, Ian, look at this from Kamikaze Guy. Netflix was showing live wrestling, did they? So that's what sparked that. Netflix still said, stick it. Quite right. Yeah. So the BBC clicked onto that. They were showing that. Oh, that's live television. Oh, we have to have some of that money. How arrogant are they? How arrogant. Now, I do know that Netflix are, as the real point from there, moving into sport. And they're trying to outbid certain people for football, especially because that's a huge money earner.
Amazon do live stream. BT did as well, didn't they? BT, I think they've been sort of like absorbed by one of them.
Yeah.
But
and with sports, a lot of the time, BBC's been outpriced, haven't they, by other TV
all
companies?
The time. And especially since Sky came along.
Yeah.
You know, because they had more money than God. You know, honestly, it's terrible. Why are we bothering with this? There's a lot of comments here as well. Dom goes into us. The Daily Mail reported yesterday that Gatwick made $2 million from Doctor Who.
Really?
£1 for every viewer.
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased that it was only that because that was on a par allegedly with his predecessors, his immediate predecessors. But he only did so many episodes.
It's a lot of money for what he did. Or what he didn't
really
do.
is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to destroy a very popular show or continue to destroy it, isn't it? Rose Kirby saying to us, hey, BBC can't really charge for individual IP or streaming service because that would be extortion and theft. They don't care, Rose. They're going to have a go at everything. They're going to try and class everything as live to try and force the British public to pay. We can see through them. Honestly, we can see through them. And I'll you know, something's brewing as well, isn't it? People aren't going to stand for all the crap anymore. We're getting too much thrown at us.
They don't like the competition. You know, there should be competition. That's healthy. So let people compete in the arena of TV and see who wins. You know?
Just take adverts, Paul, or turn yourself into a subscription service. It'll take 18 months for one of them and possibly 3 or 4 years for the other one. You know, but they're two cowards. They're cowards. And the other one I say get rid of, and I don't care what the lefties say, is bloody Channel 4. They should have privatised that a few years ago. Yeah. Why are we paying for that as well? Because its output is propaganda nonsense. Honestly, I can't believe they're wasting our money all the time on all this stuff. I get so frustrated at the moment, everybody. I don't know if you can tell. I used to love and trust the BBC, said Paul Rose. I'm not a complete 180 on both. Sod them. Yeah. See, that's the feeling. That's where most of us are. I totally agree with you, mate. Hope you're well. Any more?
I do have another super chat, JT, from a while back, which
Is it
was
Lex?
it was
Yeah, I'll
Lex.
come to that at the end of the show. Don't let me forget. I want to come to that at the end of the show because I still want to talk about this BBC thing at the moment. Tony Farrell's TARDIS saying to us, I think that there should be a small universal license to pay for such thing as the transmitters and substations, etc., but not for the content. The fact is, if it was run like a business, they'd be able to pay for it themselves. Also, they rent an awful lot of them out to local ITV stations or Channel 4 or Channel 5. So why should we pay for that as well, Tony? I don't understand it. They're getting money from other businesses, from other organizations. It's about time they started working in partnership and we were a bit more honest about it all. Do you know what I mean? Really is.
Like BT with the infrastructure, isn't it? The telephone infrastructure, the landlines and everything else. They rent the distribution boxes and everything, whatever the terms are for those. They rent them out to the other phone providers. So when something goes wrong, the phone provider has to then liaise with BT to get the work fixed.
Yes.
So it introduces delays.
Yeah, well, that's how BT evolved, isn't it? Because BT used to have the, as we all know, well, everybody in UK of a certain age will know, BT used to manage everything. They still own everything. Yeah, it's just franchised out. They're not that stupid. I did a stint working for BT, and I learned an awful lot. Some of it I won't share with you. Yes, but you know, BBC. It's why it frustrates me. It could be fantastic. It could be magical. It could be huge. It's got the wrong people running the blooming thing. So I should become the PM and also the DJ. That could be quite good, that, couldn't it?
You'll be extremely busy doing both of those jobs, I imagine.
Oh, I would, but it would start with a hell of a lot of sackings. That would be fun in the papers.
And running Who's Views as well, of course.
Of course, as well. On top of that,
what do you think of this that we're doing this week? Let's get our accountant Bedweer on. Stephen O'Neill's saying to us, no, you can't buy black and white TV, but lots of used old ones are still in existence. Black and white TV licenses, £58.50.
Blimmin' hell.
Wow.
That's still more expensive than I was expecting for an old black and white telly from the 70s.
But as you were saying, GT, if it's analog, then how can they still receive
I don't know. Do you still have an aerial to waggle around?
Might be a set-top box.
Right, yeah.
Oh, you can do that, could you? Oh.
Yeah, because it'll take whatever input, but it'll put it in.
Where's the fun in that? Do you remember that when you used to have to hang out the window with the aerial? And somebody would say, right, that's it, don't move. And you'd be there for an hour.
Yeah.
On one leg.
Yeah. Marie UK saying to us here, I was on a date with a guy once and mentioned I didn't have a TV license. He then went on a 5-minute rant about how everyone should pay the TV license and all the good the BBC does for the country. Well, I hope you left him with a bill.
Yeah, I ditched him.
Honestly. Yeah, that was Marie UK's introduction to a far left radical. They're not worth dating because they're all lunatics. Forbidden Man saying Channel 4 News used to be good. And Frankie's saying, yes, Boris tried to sell Channel 4 a few years back. And then the woman that was going to sell it chickened out and she shouldn't have done. What's the name? She should have said, no, we're going
Nadine
through
Dorris,
with it.
Nadine Dorris, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
That's Colin Baker's friend from I'm a Celebrity, wasn't it? Yeah. So,
oh, was this? Oh,
yeah, they're like that, apparently, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, she should have got rid of it. Simple as that. Actually, I'll tell you a story, who viewers. I had a friend, and I use the words past tense. I had a friend that was working at Channel 4 and he was doing everything he could about how dare the Tories do this, blah, blah, blah. And I came along and said, why should the taxpayer fund a second channel, which no bugger really wants to watch? Because all you're doing is naked television shows and stupid celebrity this and that. You're turning the dramas around history-wise, and you're casting people in positions they couldn't possibly have been in, and you're altering history. I went off on one, as you know I would do, and he didn't like this at all. But we've got the best news service. I said, you haven't. Just as bad as the BBC. You tell lies. It's all politically propaganda. So shortly after that, we fell out, of course, over the TQ cult stuff. But they were so intent on saving their jobs, basically, that they were blinkered, I think.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, I still think you were wrong. What else we got here? Private account again. Thank you. Who needs a TV license when you've got amazing open source entertainment like this show? A new subscriber, and I'm looking forward to tuning in again. Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
Would we
everybody.
count on YouTube with live TV though?
Well, as far as the BBC could be concerned, they would try to do it. Yes, I don't think it would hold up in court because
No.
you don't necessarily have to watch it on the television. But again, anything that they think is live, they will try and nab. Bugger off.
Yeah.
Bugger off. How dare they think that powerful? You're not.
Yeah.
You can't even get your television shows right. It's got a drag queen on everything, for Christ's sake. Bugger off. Honestly. Forbidden Man is saying, do come again to all new viewers. Yes, please. Come and hear us ranting and raving again. And be part of our chat. I want to say thank you so much for everybody that's joining us. And thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. It does help the channel. Honestly, it really does. And give us a thumbs up as well. And also, don't forget, do recommend us. Do recommend us. Headlines is our show, our political show here on the channel. There's lots more we're getting to do. As I say, Doctor Who is our big focus, but we are starting now to diverse. We've got our Carry On reviews. We've got our Hammer Horror reviews, which is a journey for me because I never watched them the first time around. So it's a really good, interesting thing to do. We've got lots more coming up for you, including the return of our Cyber series as we get ready to celebrate 60 years of the Cybermen next year. Part 1 has already happened. Part 2 is on this way before Christmas. Then we've got Christmas. We've got Halloween 3 on the way for you. There's lots coming. There's lots coming. So please make sure you stay with us because we're going to have a laugh. I hope. And we want you to come with us as well. So thank you so much for that. But there we go. So that's, yeah. That's where we're up to. Legion of James saying to us, the BBC is just another reflection of just what is wrong in the UK in 2025. The establishments at the core of our country are rotten to the core.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree. And isn't it frightening? Everything that was British has been bastardized. Yeah. Including our beloved flag. It's just how did we get here? Because we went along with this whole thing from the late 90s. Everything's going to be much better if we do this. How wrong we were. How wrong we were. Speaking for all of us here now is Frankie, who says, I love this channel and all in the chat. It's always been fantastic to have you all with us. And I'm so glad that you can come to us and start talking honestly and feel comfortable to talk to us because that's what it's all about. I wanted to actually just say, a big thank you to Lex, because Lex did give us a super chat there, didn't he? And I've got it here. I think it was it the Superman one. No,
it was Space Precinct.
Oh yes, he gave us a chat there about Space Precinct. Yes, I can't bring it up. Why isn't it working? Do you want to read it out?
Oh, I've scrolled down. Let me see.
Well, basically, Lex gave us a super chat saying he likes Space Precinct, and is this something we do on the channel? No. Anyway, so we'll move on. And
that's a Jerry Anderson thing, isn't it?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Was it Jerry Anderson?
Yeah.
It was like
live
his
action
old UFO show. It mixed live action, but with the Anderson style models.
Yeah.
Right.
And the guy who actually played Stevens in The Green Death plays an alien in it, I think, as a regular.
Oh, I think.
Yeah. There's so much we can do. We're also limited to access. Where is Space Precinct? Not all of us. I certainly don't have it on my shelves because I watched one episode, I think it was, and I didn't like it. So it went out.
This is probably blasphemy for some people, but I'm not a massive Jay Anderson fan at all. I've got UFO and stuff like that and Space 1999, but it's just not really my thing, to be honest.
UFO was peak for me. I loved that and still do. But apart from that, everything else, I can take
I don't like Thunderbirds and Joe 90 and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we are getting an awful lot of requests to whosviewsone@gmail.com, including UFO. That one, it could be quite interesting because I never really saw it in order. I've seen bits, but again, we have to look at cost because if we can't get it playing here in the UK at a regular time when we can all watch it, we have to buy it. And I'm always very aware that all of us we have to be very careful with our money. We've got an awful lot planned for you anyway, well into next year. So that's when we'll review what we've already done because there's so much to do. Coming up very soon, of course, is the start of our reviews of the Sarah Jane Adventures. That's well, 4 and a bit series. They
Yeah,
say
yeah.
5, but it's 4 and a bit.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good. We're still doing Blake 7. We're also going to be looking at Sapphire and Steel. So there's a hell of a lot that's coming up. Robin of Sherwood is on the way for you. And of course, we're going to be keeping tabs, as ever, on the Time Lord himself, the Doctor, as he goes into his second wilderness years. It started now. How long is it going to be on for? The clock has started, everybody. I want to say thank you so much for joining us for this and another edition of Whose Views Headlines. To Paul and to Third Doctor Ian, as ever, thank you so much. What a great discussion tonight, please. That was great.
Thanks very much. Enjoyed it very much. Thank you. Thanks.
Really loved it.
As ever, there's lots of stuff coming through. Domgo, Babylon 5. Did someone mention UFO, says Sheila B. in the devotion? Space 1999, said John Mason. Tripods, said Mischief. This channel's going to be around for quite a while because there's a lot of stuff for us to get through.
Can we review the third? Oh, didn't do that, did they? Of tripods, did they?
Thank God you didn't mention Dimensions in Time. Then I was going to bring it wrong.
That's anyway. Coming. I'm telling you. That's coming. The wilderness year section.
Excuse me a second. Anyway.
You Philistine, you.
From us here at Whose Views to all of you, thank you so much as ever for joining us. It's great to see you. Please make sure you are still subscribed to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We're very near 2,000 subscribers. We'd love to get there in time for this fishy thing that's on the way. Because yes, we are going to be punishing ourselves by watching this and keeping our fingers crossed that it actually might be good.
I was going to say it can be any worse, but I doubt it.
Let's see if any of these fishy things burst into song. Wouldn't put it past them.
Any award winning, perhaps, yeah. So.
Yeah, award winning fishy things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I just thought of something, but I can't say it. Again, thanks for joining us. We will see you next time here on Whose Views. Stay with us. Ring that bell to get an idea of when we're going to be with you live again. Until then, from all of us, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the night. We'll see you again soon. Ta-ra, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.